Welcome to Blynd Submyshynz, where DIY bands submit songs for us to listen to and react to blind. Every week, we'll bring a guest from the underground music, arts, or entertainment scene to help you sort through mountains of new music. We go in blind so you don't have to. Blynd Submyshynz.
Blynd Submyshynz!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of
Blynd Submyshynz,
where JD and I stare at each other,
stare longingly into one another's eyes.
Where we play chicken and wait to see who's going to go first.
Who's going to blink?
Because contrary to popular belief, we're not writing all this.
No,
it's just off the dome.
This is off the
I know
cuff.
It sounds like perfectly
I
written.
fucking start writing my script every Monday.
Oh,
like
weird.
as soon as this show ends,
How do
I'm working on my script. I'm talking through my talking points.
How do you anticipate all of my blathering and questions? You will know that I will be talking a lot. You just don't know what or when. It probably would be pretty easy to just come up with some boilerplate things to
Totally
insert when I'm not
could.
talking. You just go,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. This is where I say, oh yeah. This is where I say, that's cool.
That's cool.
That's where I say, yeah, totally.
So we just came off of Pops Records Part 2.
Yeah, we did.
We did Pops Records Are Not Done, but in a very exciting, for me at least, update, Pops audio equipment is now working.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, man, I had a quick chat with the guy at an audio repair place, and he's like, which one is it? I told him, and he said, oh, shit, that thing's a nightmare.
Oh.
It's so packed full of components. Like, try this first. Turn it off, unplug it, and then just turn every knob and flip every switch for like 3 or 4 minutes each.
What?
And then whatever you can get access to, squirt a little deoxit and go. The switches and knobs are designed to be self-cleaning.
Yeah.
So when they sit for a long time, they oxidize and they gather crud. But if you just work them, they clean themselves.
Wow.
And so that's all I just sat down there listening to a work
those
call.
knobs.
Twisting. Just, doing that.
I was working my knobs earlier today too.
Yeah, boy.
Plural. I don't know where the plural comes from.
So, man, it
Sorry,
sounds
I
good.
just had to.
It's
but
fine.
I
It's
know
fine.
you sent me a video. It sounded great in the video.
In the video. So warm and delightful.
So warm and delightful.
And then he also gave me because I don't know anything about the reel-to-reels, and the reel-to-reel's pretty unique too.
Yeah.
It's from a very short period of time where they were making quadraphonic recordings, actually using all 4 tracks for a single stereo recording until they dumped down to 2. And so he said if I can find quadraphonic reels of records that I like, they'll probably sound better on that than anything else that you could play them through.
How does that even work?
I don't know. I mean, I just know
Quad?
they went from 2 tracks to 4 tracks to 2 so that they could actually put the same content in both directions so that you could listen to it and then you could listen to it again all the way back by making the reels go the other direction.
Oh, interesting.
So basically they just were wasting tape, for a nominal improvement in sound quality.
Huh.
Anyways, John probably knows. Maybe we should bring our guest in.
Yeah. We'll also have to ask him about who was it that who was the band that recorded an album but released it on like 4 different albums, and each album was 1 track?
Oh, somebody was talking about doing that with NFTs. I forget who it was.
Oh no, this is like an actual album. Like a band has made it, and it's like
Well, we should if we're gonna ask John, let's see if he knows.
We'll ask John.
I don't fucking know. All right, so today's guest is John Brookhouse. John plays guitar for Worhsipper, is a killer band on Teepee Records. We've played with him a few times and hung out in Boston. He's another Boston guy. I think that increases our total of
That's
Boston
a lot of
dudes
Bostons.
to a lot of dudes.
We've been Bostonizing.
He's also one of the feature DJs on Gimme Metal Radio, which is a really cool internet-based radio station for all kinds
stuff.
of metal, but with lots
For
of
music.
with lots of good DJs like Dave Mustaine has a show,
Yeah.
Blasco has a show, so it's good shit, man.
Yeah. it
And
is.
his band Worhsipper is rad, and we'll listen to a little Worhsipper.
If you can find them.
I can find him, and then we'll bring him on.
Yes, we should do that.
And he's just sitting there going, "Why haven't they brought me on yet?" We did play Light in the Wires.
We did, didn't we?
Entire end of. Ooh, I know what we'll do.
Play something.
They recorded a song on the
super
Deep
metal.
on both the Thin Lizzy and Deep Purple tributes.
Oh, so we get to listen to a cover.
Yes. So this is Worhsipper playing Deep Purple's delightful track called "Pictures of Home." Don't fuck it up, Jarvis. All right, John. Here it comes. Are you there, God?
What's
It's
up?
me, Margaret. What happened, John? Well, he's connecting. There
All
we
right,
go.
sorry. I got this like dual monitor setup thing going, and I'm always trying to like get the mouse over to that screen.
Don't worry. Since we have no producer for this show, so we are producing and recording at the same time. There's a lot of me up here because we actually behind the scenes we have a TV setup, like a large
nice.
TV setup.
Nice.
Right behind the camera, so we can like sort of look at you, and then also, see what the fuck is going on. And since we put the big TV back there, it's been good. But yeah, like getting my mouse up, the resolution on the TV's crazy, so a tiny window on my screen becomes a giant window on the on the TV. But yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
So how you doing? You drinking beer already? Well, not already.
Yeah.
It's late night for you almost.
It's late, yeah, but that's okay. My work doesn't start until 10 a.m. usually, so I can actually go a little bit later at night than I've ever been able to in a long time. So it's great.
Yeah, that's good. You said you're working for the company that makes Rock Band?
Yeah, it's a contract thing, but it's I can't really talk about what I'm working on, but it's
Is that Harmonic?
Harmonix with an X.
No, Harmonix, that's right.
Yeah,
That's the company that makes them.
Yeah, they make a lot of rhythm and music-based games is kind of the niche that they...
I guess that would make sense with Berkeley being there, right?
Yeah, how does that start in Boston? That's an interesting topic for
don't-
another day, maybe.
Yeah, really.
I don't know. Yeah,
I
but
don't
they're
fucking know.
It's like really
you
cool.
get the founder on our show. No.
It's just a really cool collection. Like, there's tons of musicians that work there. I know a bunch of people that work there, and like the dude that that kind of like put me in contact with them. I played in my previous band called Rule, which is sort of like a thrash thing. He was the singer in that band, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome and fun to be like in it for work. I guess you probably have been before because you were doing graphic design for maybe not for billboards, but to just be around creative people instead of around just fucking general business assholes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at my last job, it was mostly being around salespeople. It's like, like most jobs I've had in my adult life have been working for salespeople, and it's like it can be. But that's that's just, as a graphic designer, you either work, for small clients or for salespeople mostly. So to my general business asshole friends who actually listen to this, I'm not talking about you.
No, not you. You're excluded.
I'm talking about other general business assholes.
All the other
Sorry,
ones.
Josh. It's definitely not you.
And to anybody on my sales team listening right now,
you know you're a monster.
actually, I didn't say anything bad about salespeople. I just listened.
There's like in my life, there's a lot of like hating a salesperson at work and then like drinking your face off with them after work and having a really fun time.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
That's their number one skill.
Yeah, I mean, going on a road, like on a work trip with salespeople, is nothing more fun. But like, when you get back to the office, it's like there's nothing less fun.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, actually,
you don't remember the trip, really. It was all just a blur.
Yeah,
they know how to party.
Yeah. Well, this fits nicely because we had a little brainstorm when I was talking to John about pulling up for some reason, an old song from an old band of mine came up today, and the guitar player in that band was actually a salesperson at the company that I worked for.
I was waiting. I was so curious how you were going to make the segue. Because I was like, whoa, that was abrupt.
So Larry and I were partners and bandmates, and we traveled around the country for work, partying our fucking faces off for 20 years. So nearly died in many cities sitting in a vehicle next to Larry at some point or another. But
this isn't very rock and roll, but it is rock and roll in a way. Like salespeople are probably the most rock and roll business people.
When you see rock bands partying in movies, that's not really what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what salespeople do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're wild.
Salespeople are like, I mean, they should change the saying to party like a salesperson.
Yeah.
Not party like a rock star.
Yeah. They have true stamina too, because most rock stars end up having a pretty short career. But I mean, if you're in sales, man, you're probably doing it from the time you're 18 until you're like 60.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And wearing it hard.
Yeah. Wearing it real hard.
Like drain the minibar and then go to like a 7 a.m. meeting.
Oh, no shit. Okay, so we were in Atlanta, and we had a big sales meeting at 8:00 in the morning in the it was one of those embassy suites that has like an atrium in the middle, and we were just meeting with the customer in the atrium for breakfast at 8. I pound on Larry's door at 7:55. And we came in probably 4:00 in the morning, and he's just not even alive yet. And we have 5 minutes to get him cleaned up and down there. And like we both got through the meeting, and then I think we just went back to his room and collapsed. And it was a fucking nightmare. I'm so glad not to be doing that anymore.
Yeah, that's not.
I had
not
one
for
of those
me.
at a conference once.
You did?
It was in New Orleans.
Of course.
Oh yeah, that's to be expected though. That's why they have those things.
People thought I was
places.
dead.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Have I talked about that one?
Yeah, you may have mentioned. Yeah, it's like trying to think of all the cities Larry and I have almost died in.
Yeah.
Definitely New York, LA,
Chicago,
Houston, Chicago.
Everybody almost dies in Chicago.
New Orleans, London.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cities. San Francisco for sure. Seattle, Portland. Lots.
All of the cities.
Every city with like more than 700,000 people. Oh, Boston for sure.
Yeah, we were pretty tame when you came to Boston, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're all
we're all old.
It's like we gotta work. It's a weeknight. I'm there for a conference. It's just not. It's not like the exact right scenario for chaos.
The last time I was there, I actually met a buddy, and we sat down and drank all night. And it was a fun night, but I didn't get home until like 4 in the morning. Same thing. And we went started with the beer, went to the whiskey, and eventually did absinthe. And
Good. I'm sure that went fine.
I was not feeling good the next day.
Yeah, I always knew peak mid 2000s, I think is when like after the bubble popped and then unpopped again, I think is when we raged the hardest, and you knew the night was going to be crazy when we're drinking like Red Bull and Jägermeister.
Ugh, gross.
just not something that anyone should ever drink separately or together.
I'm a straight spirits man now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably smart.
But only like 3 maximum cocktails.
Oh yeah.
And then beer's a different story, but
yeah.
I have my limits. And after COVID, like who knows where the actual limit is? I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot less.
Yeah, I haven't just been out we've been to a few shows, but haven't been out into society, into those situations where you would potentially like drink too much.
Yeah.
So
we went to Brooklyn a couple of weeks ago, and it was.
You did it?
Yeah, we did it. We had like going out after the concert to bars and stuff, and drinking down there is like, I don't know. It's funny, like. You guys like beer, and I like to like see what's on tap at places. But in New York City, it's sort of like drinking is sort of like a vehicle for social activity. It's not it's not like the main attraction. So like I'd be like, oh, this tap list is terrible at this bar, and like I totally missed the point. It's like you get a Tecate and you sit down and shut up.
Yeah, or
hang out.
You just get like a vodka soda.
Yeah,
whatever gets you there easiest.
Yeah.
That's usually the fallback. I can't do whiskey too much anymore. I still love it.
Yeah.
But like a glass, maybe two, but any more than that, and I'm feeling it the next day.
Correct.
Anything that's colored, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about going to Brooklyn for the Yob show in February. We bought tickets just in case.
Bought tickets.
That's awesome.
And was reminded when I was talking to my daughter about it that we have King Gizzard tickets in October for one of only 3 shows that are the marathon 3-hour sets.
Oh man, I'm so jealous.
They're doing 2 at Red Rocks and then 1 at the Greek, and that's it for the whole tour around the world.
That's
well,
gonna be amazing.
I bought 6 tickets if you find your way out here by chance.
Well, maybe,
I mean, the Greek Theater is one of the coolest venues
I would love to see that place. Yeah.
in the world. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, indeed.
Did you guys see the Desert Fest New York City lineup?
Yeah, saw that.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
To me, it was like half awesome and half like couldn't care less. So,
Well,
I'd have to look at it again. Don't mean to offend anyone, but
no, but
Well, you
like
didn't say who.
no, I didn't.
I think compared to the last one, which was sort of like a smaller kind of affair, this one seems like they're trying to go bigger with it, so that's kind of good. But
Yeah,
I also realized that I actually bought tickets for that Cruel World Festival, and it's the same weekend, and that's in LA. So I'll be on
really?
your coast that weekend. Yeah.
Oh God, what is that? Isn't that
It's
like a goth?
Yep. It's
Yeah.
like Echo and the Bunnymen, who are like one of my favorite bands in
nice.
the world right now. The Church, Devo, Blondie. I'm not gonna. Well, Morrissey's the headliner, but I don't care about him.
Okay.
And like I don't care if I see him or not. Like I've seen him before, and I love the Smiths and stuff, but like it's not.
Yeah.
He's not the main attraction for me.
Well, what will be fun about that in LA specifically is to see the culture in the LA specific culture that's popped up around Morrissey that's very different from anywhere else in the world. Like like the Cholo Goths are like the most fascinating. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the, since we're talking about it, here's the Desert Fest, New York City, Baroness, High on Fire, Monster Magnet, Red Fang. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. COC.
Maybe
Torch. Orange Goblin. Orange Goblin. You need to go just because Orange Goblin's going to be there, and then you can sign autographs and shit.
Yeah, really.
I know. At Desert Fest London, I saw him like we had just gotten there, and he had just gotten there, and he was actually talking to Matt Bacon at the time, and I went over and I butted in. And I was like, "Hey, you're the dude that everyone says I look like. I just wanted to say hi and meet you," and that was it.
That's awesome.
But,
that's funny. It is true though. You really do. You guys really do look alike. It's like kind of shocking.
You have no idea how many unsolicited hugs I got that weekend from people.
Really?
Oh, see?
Wow, people really like me.
No, it was like we were going. I think we were at the Ohm. Like Ohm was playing at the Electric Ballroom, and we were just like walking around, and like girls would just kept coming up to me and hugging me, and like halfway through they're like, "You're not Ben Ward," and I'm like, "No, I am not."
I never said I was.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
What gave it away? The way my back felt when you were tapping it? Like, how did you know this?
Yeah, and Jarvis like fucked with me too at the Blackheart. We were like peeing in the at the urinal in the bathroom. Like he's like, "Oh,
where?
Ben Ward." He's like, "Ben Ward, he's here," and everyone's like, "Hey, Ben Ward, oh hell."
Fucking Jarvis.
That's awesome.
At the Blackheart is one of the venues that they do. One of the because I really want to go to that event. So
awesome.
we talked to Pete Holland about it a bit because it's like a town takeover. They like take over a bunch of venues that are sort of near each other. Sounds like fun.
Yeah,
I want to do it.
Yeah, it's in Camden, which is like, I don't know. It's sort of like, it's funny because I have friends who moved to London, and they came to see us there, and they're like, "It's funny that it's in Camden. It's like Camden's pretty naff," and I was like, "You guys, come on, you're American. You can't say naff.
Yeah, what is naff?
Naff means like lame,
Oh,
Isn't Camden like kind of a quaint, old-timey town?
It's like a touristy market area.
So I feel like if Edgar Wright ever found out about Desert Fest and someone talked him into it, the Cornetto trilogy could be expanded to a 4th movie, and it could be about when Desert Fest descends on Camden. But like he did aliens, he did zombies, he did satanic shit. So what's another occult thing that he could do?
Witches, man.
Yeah, and then
Witches.
fucking witches and
There you go.
Vampires, vampires and witches.
that'd be killer. Get on it.
I live in Salem, you know.
Yeah, of
Oh
course.
yeah, that's right. That's right. How was Halloween up your way?
Bonkers, so bonkers this year. Like we got home from Brooklyn, so Halloween isn't just Halloween here now. It's like it starts in mid-September. Like people start. I noticed like I started going out for coffee on like a Wednesday afternoon. I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? Like there's just so many people around. And people, come for their like goth vacation. It's kind of amazing. Like you see like families and like the 12-year-old daughter has like, total like goth makeup and like,
I don't understand that
platform things.
JD has one of those in his house.
My daughter, who is 13, is in full on classic goth.
Yeah,
phase.
I love it. It warms my heart, to be honest,
Oh,
man. Just
completely. It's definitely.
I saw the Susie and the Banshees thing was great.
Yeah, right, yeah. To find out that she's like, oh, she's one of my style icons, and I'm like, I didn't know you knew who she was.
Wow.
Susie Sue is like such an for me anyway. Like there's tons of people who know this already, but for me, I never realized what a badass she was. She was doing her own thing like so far back.
Yeah.
And like being like a badass band leader, like it was just so cool.
Yeah.
Great band. Great band.
I love them. I definitely had a period in high school where I would only read about vampires, and mostly like the real life stories of people that
Oh, not the sexy ones.
No, well, I read all the Anne Rice, but then
I love those movies too.
Yeah, they're stupid and the casting was awful, but I still watched every last second of all of them. But it was telling to see. Even the shitty Queen of the Damned, I watched that fucking movie, and that movie.
There was more than just Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, they did.
Vampire Lestat. That was the Brad Pitt one.
Yeah. Well, no, he's in both. He's Louis, so I know too much about this.
Ooh, tell us, Jeff.
So Louis, if they wanted to cast them, they should have just flipped the casting. But Lestat was the more prestige character, so that's why, at that time, Cruise gets it. If it's today, then fucking Brad Pitt gets. No, the descriptions of the book of Lestat conjure up like an 8-foot tall, like a Skarsgård, basically.
Yeah.
And they cast Tom Cruise, and everyone went, "What the fuck?" I guess that's how Hollywood works, huh? The most famous wins.
Everybody is so small.
No, they did a really bad Queen of the Damned. It was like Aaliyah or some R&B star had the main role
that.
is like the mother of all
right.
vampires.
I think it was
I
Aaliyah.
think that's right. Yeah.
It's like I don't know what's happening.
Rest in peace.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that phase, but I was reading about, the real stories of Vlad the Impaler and all the nasty shit that he did, and how he was like the only ruler in that area that the Turks never conquered, because he just scared the shit out of everybody. Like all of the stuff that turned into the vampire lore was just him protecting his people in his castle.
That's crazy.
So
That's crazy.
Staking dead bodies all along the roads so that like nothing good is going to come out of here.
Yeah.
It wasn't all altruistic. He did bad shit too, but it was a long time ago.
So Salem is as crazy as people say it is during or near Halloween.
Yeah, man. Like we're lucky we live on the side of town where we don't have to go through the middle of town to get anywhere. A lot of people, like, if they live in the wrong place, it like messes up your entire month, So, but we can kind of escape through Beverly's, the next town over. So I kind of go that way.
Yeah.
Usually,
Nice.
but honestly, we don't leave the house that much. So,
and you haven't even. You guys moved in, and then the pandemic hit, right? So your first October or did you have a full Halloween before the pandemic?
Yeah, this was our third Halloween.
Oh, okay, so you had one. Okay, so you know what
it
it's
might
like.
Be the fourth, yeah. We've been here 3
times.
years.
In the before times, yeah.
I mean, we were there just like in the first week of October because we went on the kids' fall break a few years ago, and it was pretty crazy. It was like Tim Burton landed on a town and just redid it all.
Yeah.
I mean, Olive would lose her mind.
It's taxing.
Oh, probably.
And it was tough this year, I think, on like service industry folks, you know, because like there's like the whole staffing problem, and so it's just like really hard on them in general anyway in October.
I'm sure.
So
yeah, so what's the weather like in February? like third week of February, is that a time to not come?
Well, a lot of it's changed now. Like when we first moved here, a lot of places would close from like basically like November through April or something. So
yeah,
but it's more of a year-round town now because everyone had to move here from Boston because rent basically like it happened really fast. Like all of a sudden you couldn't rent a normal apartment in Boston or Cambridge or Somerville without paying like. I mean, we were paying like $1,500 for a 3-bedroom in the coolest neighborhood in Somerville. And then they sold the place, and we looked at other places, and everything was like $3,000, you know, like, or more. So
sounds like here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same shit everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's my favorite thing to do on tour is be like, how's the gentrification here? You know?
Yeah. What stage are we at?
Yeah.
As you can see, especially like going through the Midwest into the Pacific Northwest and then down through California, because you hit like a city like Boise, if you're from there, which you don't really think of, is that it's happening because there's just been this exodus from the Bay Area to the Pacific Northwest and then over to Boise.
Even like Salt Lake City, you see it there.
Yeah, completely. And there's so many companies here with call centers in Salt Lake. Like Salt Lake is a huge hub for call centers, and so there's a bunch of those for tech companies. And then, you know, I think people started talking of, I get paid this, I don't have to stay here anymore. You know? And so many people left, and I'll move there. Now it's like it's the same thing. I mean, that's crazy.
Even in like we went to Sweden to Gothenburg, and like it was like the coolest club. And you could see it happening. Like it was in the middle of this parking lot, and all around it were these like new condo constructions being built, in the process of being built. And you could tell like this club was just going to be, demolished, in a matter of hours or whatever. And there's actually a woman there who was like, she's like a photojournalist, and she had done a book already on gentrification in Sweden. And she was doing another one specifically about that club, Truck Stop Alaska, which is like the raddest club ever. Like we slept there and stuff, and it was like one of the coolest clubs I've ever seen. And
wow,
like we played and then we stopped, and then they just kept the PA on full blast, like playing. Like there's somebody DJing until like 4 a.m, and they're like, "Do you want us to just leave the stereo on?" And we're all like, "Please, no. We're trying to. I just want to sleep. We just want to sleep."
Yeah, I get my Boston gentrification news on Facebook from from Gozu. He keeps everybody up to date on all the fucked up shit, especially in his neighborhood.
Oh yeah, and I think he lives in Medford, and he works in Davis Square at the only dive bar left in Davis Square in Somerville. So that's been a dive bar as long as I lived in Somerville, which was 20 years. So that was always the shittiest bar.
I've actually been there.
Oh really?
Yeah, because we had an office in Boston for a long time, and one of my coworkers, who was also a friend, lived in Somerville, so he took me to, is it Sligo? Yeah. I don't know how you say it right. I'm not Sligo. I'm not Irish. So.
Sligo.
I actually played there once. It was pretty awesome.
Really?
Yep. It's not really a bar you could play at, but I didn't even think it could happen.
But I made it work.
Yeah.
Well, I went to multiple shows at O'Brien's. I would honestly say the same thing about O'Brien's. It's not really the stage.
We have, honestly, there are clubs that are way smaller than O'Brien's in Boston that have regular music. Yeah. There's Toad, and then there's another place called Plow and Stars. They're basically like hallways with a stage, but they're more for like, Americana bullshit.
or Irish Irish folk singers, or
Yeah,
I could see that.
But I've played rock shows in both places, and got yelled at the entire time for being too loud.
Yeah, I think Boston is our highest concentration city as far as guests go. I don't know who all counts as being from Boston, but we've definitely had a shit ton of Boston folks.
Have you had any of the elder dudes on yet?
No. I'll bug them at some point. I haven't tried yet.
Should get Jack at least. He's a fucking trip.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. JD just took a note.
Making notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be fun. We have not, we've done a few in Europe. We have a few scheduled, but
They're hard.
the timing's tricky.
Timing's just tricky on the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's late for you right now.
It is late for me. I'm falling asleep right now.
Yeah.
Well, we can listen to music then. So the first thing I want to do is we each have a song from a band that we played in a long time ago, and this popped up because someone posted, the engineer who recorded this record that I'm gonna play part of, just posted a random memory on Facebook today, and I hadn't thought about it for a long time. So then he was like, "Oh, does somebody have a link to the song?" So I dropped the link, and then of course I had to listen to it. I was like, "This isn't that bad," Like I've played one other song on here that was like my 16-year-old band that recorded out of a van, in the living room, and very much sounds like it. But this actually, we went to a studio and tried to do a halfway decent job, and it's not the worst thing ever.
I wish I could find that stuff, but it's all on tape, and like I have no way of transferring it.
Yeah, luckily in this case we know the engineer still, and he's still around, and he kept everything, so we were able to get it from him. And that's one of my longtime projects, honestly, is Carl had an old band called Imperial Space Pod, and he has some mixes of the record, but Jack and Dino recorded it, and Jack and Dino did a mix, but he doesn't have Jack and Dino's mix. So I keep saying, like, I need to go through somebody that I know and bug Jack and just say, hey, is there any chance he's still...
Jack.
He just threw together a rough mix, and Carl said...
He might have it.
Yeah. I should ask Amy. Amy and John are close to Jack, so maybe from Year of the Cobra, maybe she could help me out.
Windhand? Anybody from Windhand?
I do not.
Oh, but I would like to.
I have talked too much shit about Windhand, though, so we have to make sure they don't... Not about the...
You haven't talked shit on them in the show.
Well, I think I have.
I don't think you have.
I just talked about how...
I have a memory like an elephant over here.
I
remember shit.
I just talked about how there's no notes in a Windhand. There's 4 notes in a Windhand song.
That's what I love about it.
That's all.
Yeah, I like that band Cough. Like they're like related, right?
Yeah, I like
they
Cough,
are.
too.
Yeah, I've tried to listen to Cough as well.
Jeff doesn't like the slow, very just...
I don't know.
Drawn out doom.
At some point, it like becomes not music to me. It turns into like some kind of weird sound experiment or drone, and not like
live. You mean?
Just in general. Certainly live, it's more interesting. Like Windhand live, I've watched, but like I'm not gonna pop in a Windhand CD and bop it on my way to work or something. You are?
Well, not a CD. What the fuck? Were you listening to CDs?
I did in fact listen to a CD. Actually, I didn't even know if my car. We got a new car.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if it even had a CD player. And then I opened up the armrest, and there's one just hidden.
Shazam!
Just hidden in there. And I was like, hell yeah. And my old bandmate and friend Kevin's son is in a band called Texas Ketamine in Boise, and they're like kind of blowing up. And he sent me a T-shirt, and he sent me a CD of their demo, and it's fucking rad. And I need to play it on here.
Next time,
but
ask
the
for
only
download code.
The only CDs I get are, when you buy tickets for a concert and they send you like
the free
that's
CD.
the only reason I have like the new Judas Priest CD,
Yeah. Oh, last time we were at Psycho, Mike Varney, who used to be what
Love that dude.
I forget what label Shrapnel. Sat us down for a long time and talked about his investment in the CD market.
Yeah.
Dude, he bought like multiple copies of each of our CDs at our show. So
yeah.
That dude rules. But also because I grew up as a Shrapnel loving kid, I bought everything they put out that I could find.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah, we met him at what's John's club there? Count Vamped.
Oh, Count's Vamped. That's right. Yeah, he's he'll talk to anyone. He's a really super nice dude. Talk your ear off.
Yeah.
And he's just so engaged in music still for how long he's been at it. It's like he'll go to the tiniest hole in the wall to see who. I hooked him up with one of the VIP tickets that we had left over, the extra the first year.
Sweet.
So he was very happy to just get access to it because he wants a seat everywhere. And, he's old. He doesn't like to walk as much anymore. So
Neither do I.
So he reaches out to me every once in a while just to say hello and like send me links to music or whatever. Just like, no need for him to do that, but he does.
Isn't it funny? Like he's so into stoner rock, and like couldn't be more opposite from the music that he basically championed in the '80s, which was like Paul Gilbert and like the first Yngwie thing, the Steeler record was on Shrapnel.
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
Jason Becker.
We are certainly noticing a trend though of like people aging, coming from a background like that, or like hardcore or whatever, and then just getting old and slowing down and preferring things to slow down.
Yeah. I need less BPMs.
Yeah. I still like fast music though. I'll still listen to Revocation and Dysrhythmia, and I like that like crazy math shit. So
yeah. It's funny that like when you turn it, you have a Subaru, right?
I have a what?
You have a Subaru?
Yes.
You turn your car on and it plays like the first song in your iTunes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like I have a Revocation song in there and it just comes on like full blast, like trigger double kick, and I'm like, fuck, it's too early for this every day.
I know, and it comes on really loud too, and I cannot figure out how to make it stop.
Oh, it drives me
It
the
comes
same
on
fucking
the
song.
same volume that you left it at.
It doesn't
Yeah,
though. And it remember, well, no, what it does, I think it's too smart for its own good, and it maintains different volumes for different sources. So I'm always listening plugged in on CarPlay. But if my phone connects by Bluetooth first, then it hits my Apple library at whatever that volume is. And I go, ah!
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
So I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
It is annoying.
It's like, I think I could fix it. I think you have to like turn off something on your phone, but it's so brutal every day. And that and the Swords Acheron or something.
Oh,
the first, every time I turn my car on, that's the song. It's a joke, but
Yeah.
And it's completely random too. Like I'll get in the car and it will start playing something from some shitty band that I downloaded 12 years ago that I've never listened to since, but it's still in my iTunes.
Yeah.
I didn't see, now mine's weird because I didn't use iTunes for much of anything except I bought a bunch of stand-up comedy records and a bunch of kids music. So usually
nice.
I get like a random stand-up track. It's just like in the middle of someone's set, like no context. Like
who the fuck's talking to me?
why are you talking to me?
Or Banana Phone.
Yeah, or Banana Phone. No, it'll be like Kids Bop that we had to buy to do the father-daughter dance playlist, or what, whatever, some shit like that.
I'm gonna miss those days.
Are you?
All right, let's get into some tunes.
Well,
Yeah, tunes.
No.
All right, so this is a band I was in like 97 to 2000 called The Stumps, featuring my good buddy Larry Howard on guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Larry was.
Oh, yeah, this is
Larry
the
was
sales guy.
was Carl's.
The sales guy.
So Carl from Kook was in a band in the 80s called Sin City, later Motorfly. So it was funny. That band is like the personification of what happened to heavy music between like 1986 and 1990, which was they were Sin City and that was cool, and they went to LA and played a showcase, and then like Soundgarden appeared, and then they became Motorfly. and they sound like Soundgarden. But Larry and Carl were the two guitar players for that band, and then the same drummer, one of the drummers from that band, and then our good buddy Grimace singing, who is one of my favorite people in the world and is now in kind of like a punk blues band called Grimace and the Fakers. And go find them, go listen to them. Grimace drives trains for a living, and he sings songs about driving trains, and he can actually do it because he does drive a train. It's fucking rad.
Unlike half of these like hobo punk people.
I know do you remember that big uprising when like train conductors were pissed at punk people for writing songs about driving trains when they didn't really drive trains?
It happens.
Let's see your train driver's license, Tom Waits.
We just Look, I'm cynical, so I go into a dive bar and I hear some dipshit singing about driving a train. I assume he's telling a story and not like talking about what happened on Monday at work.
But that is train conductor cultural appropriation.
Yeah, I know. I agree, and I'm not for it. I'm very much against it.
If you don't drive a train,
Don't sing about.
don't you sing about
You
it.
can like Les Claypool will clearly identify that he's talking about a character. Then you can sing about whatever you want. See, he didn't blur the lines between. We all knew Tommy the Cat wasn't really a person, right? He told you in the song.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right. So this is a song called Light Cane, and I'm actually going to start it like I don't know before the guitar solo.
All right.
Let's see. It's probably about here because we don't need to listen to all of this bullshit. Featuring me on a fretless bass. Ooh. Sweet guitar solo.
Nice syncopation, Jeff.
What year was this?
Like 98.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say.
Strat.
Yeah.
How can you tell that?
It's total neck Strat neck pickup.
So that's extra funny because he didn't play a Strat live. He only played his Les Paul. But for tracking that song, he recorded the solo with the Strat.
Yeah, there's sort of a Yellow Ledbetter vibe or something I'm getting.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a heavy grunge.
Yeah, it was
90s.
That was kind of it, and then there was more like tempo and time stuff, and then Grimace's punk kind of.
That's really cool. I really liked
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I would listen to that. Like,
Yeah, that's why it was cool because he was like that was a really good memory. He's like I remember like Larry, we were tracking live and Larry started his solo and I like dropped a little extra reverb on and he looked over at me and smiled while he was playing the solo and then just like sort of took off and I was like that's a cool that's like a very weird specific cool memory.
That's a weird specific. Yeah.
But,
You're very locked in with the kick there too. That's good job.
That's what I do.
Good job.
Well, I do until I don't on purpose, but it's always a choice.
Not all bass players do it.
No, I know. And trust me, there is no, and if people who've been listening to this for a while know that I'm probably more critical of bass than anything else in music.
What?
I just think
I've
most
listened to every episode.
I don't know.
It's never stood out.
most people just don't do it right. I don't know how to say it other than that. So
I like that. That was a great way to say it.
they just don't do it right. But
I feel like you comment on the drum sounds a lot too.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, but
The drum mix.
Yeah, I
true.
don't know.
makes a good song.
It does.
All right, so what do we got next? We got yours, JD. You want to do the little swapperoonie?
Do you want to?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I want to hear this.
This is actually a band I was in called March Hare with guest number 4, Matt Jones.
Oh, we got a little click click.
We got a little click there. I don't think I have anything else to intro.
Is there any explanation?
So well, there. I mean, there's.
And you're the singer?
I'm the singer.
All right.
I'm the singer. Matty Jones, who was on episode 4, was the one of the guitarists. Another guitarist named Matt. No, yeah, and then the drummer Matt. So there was a band of 4 Matts. No, 3 Matts. Me and the bass player was Jake. Also the tallest person in the band.
Always.
Surprise, surprise.
Is Bob Bob's the tallest, right?
No, I think I'm the tallest.
You're taller than Bob? Oh, that's not right. You should be playing bass then.
Yeah, exactly.
6'3".
Shit, you are tall.
Yeah.
Oh, you're taller than me.
Damn. Hot damn.
Tall man.
But yeah, so this would have been, I don't know, it's not hardcore. However, because Salt Lake had such a small scene, you would hear this kind of stuff at hardcore shows. And so you would, go to see some hardcore band that was throwing down and getting, you're getting beat up in the pit, and then something like this. Because we all kind of just put it all together.
All right.
Okay.
March Hare. Make sure your volume's up on your phone.
I hear some
100%
hard
volume.
case speakers.
That's all the way up.
Chorus pedal.
Yep. Where's JD?
It's got kind of a long intro.
You'll get there.
It's a minute plus. You want me to scoot it forward a little?
Well, yeah, that was the other songs I thought about playing. All had minute-long intros.
Okay.
What year is this?
Like 96?
All right,
95?
that checks out. Snare sound, the bass sound. Oh.
That's you?
That's me.
Whoa! Some excellent toneless yelling.
Yeah. Very much so. Put a yeah in there.
It's good.
Yeah. I would have been totally into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Quicksand.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
Kind of little post-hardcore.
Yeah.
But definitely everybody in the band were big metalheads.
Yeah, so we got some metal guitar picking and some metal leaning riffs.
Yep.
Exactly. Breakdown. Oh wait, there's a.
Oh.
Ooh, here we go.
Guitar solo?
Yeah. Get a little bit of a. Not really a guitar solo, but I don't think there is.
I'm going to get a little picture of you guys. Nice.
I don't remember how long that goes on, but
It goes.
you can get an idea.
Just,
That's good.
I mean, hearing old 90s music just reminds me that someday I just want to be in a band that sounds like Jane's Addiction
Yeah.
and just write Jane's Addiction songs. And
Dude,
play
I
them.
saw them on that tour they did with like Dinosaur Jr. and Living Color a few years ago, where they did the Ritual album in full,
In full. Oh,
which was cool until they got to what's the one that's like, 'cause this land is dangerous.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh shit, this song. They're actually doing it.
murderous. Yeah. That's the one. No, but you got to see Ted just admit it, which is like I love the long wandery crazy songs, which is probably not a surprise
Yeah.
to anyone on earth.
I was surprised though, like Perry was great. Like I
was?
thought he would be like a total nightmare, but he was doing the delay with it, himself up. I guess when they recorded that record, he did all the delay on the vocals like himself while he was singing, which is like, you don't do that. Like that's not something you do. Like that's what Troy does. Really?
Troy works that pedal like he's playing an instrument, dude.
That's great.
There's a part in a new song where there's like it stops and like the audience claps, and he's figured out how to like clap and hit some delay and turn one clap into like a whole audience clapping, just like
That's awesome.
on the fly in the middle of the song, and it's fucking rad.
That's cool.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's using the shit out of that pedal, and he's not very like technically inclined. And so I once suggested getting a newer, differenter, better one, and he's just like, It's like, I know everything about how this thing works. It took me a long time to get it all figured out, and I'm not fucking changing it.
Yeah, Perry I think uses like this like ancient Ibanez rack mount delay that like it doesn't do anything that a normal like new delay would do, but it does the thing that he wants it to do.
Yeah.
And it gives him that sound, which is amazing.
Yeah, Troy walked into our first practice, which was also the first time I played with them, with a little rack that had like a quad reverb, had like two old like rack mount Alesis effects. Are you sleep yet? JD's not off. We're losing.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Wait, what? No, I'm good.
that was good.
JD, that was a very well recorded song for 96. You had like double track vocals.
We did actually go into a tiny little studio that was about the size of this room.
Wow.
I mean, that's not. I'm impressed because like
We
my
paid,
shit from then.
thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know Andy yet? Was Andy recording yet, or had he not started?
Andy wasn't recording yet. He was just playing in 8 bands. So I think he was probably on tour actually, because he toured a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about the same time. Yeah.
Fucking Andy. We need to have Andy back. It's been too long not talking to Andy Patterson. He's a fucking riot. And it's like, I'm not worried at all that he won't have more stories, because I know he told us maybe 4% of the stories that he has to tell in like 3 hours.
Is he the Sub Rosa guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Maybe when the Autolith album comes out.
yeah,
That's a good reason, right?
we
there.
should do that when the Autolith album comes out.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Oh,
and
that's
I'm
the
sure.
Salt Lake City connection.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
making
he's-
sense now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
they sort of came up together at the same time in Salt Lake. So, and had lots of friends and mutual friends, and
Yes.
mostly what Andy does now is track record other people's records.
Right.
But a lot of people don't know because he doesn't advertise. It's like you just have to know him. Like he doesn't record randoms. Only people he knows. So
right.
So he doesn't even like have a website or a Facebook page or any shit. It's just like,
He's like, I don't want to deal with assholes.
yeah,
So
it's
you
like
have to come recommended.
I don't blame him.
yeah. And he gets enough work, so apparently it's working
That's
out
good.
for him.
Yeah, completely.
I mean, every record I've ever listened that he engineered is great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't heard the Abrams records.
Oh, they're great. They're so good.
Fucking Dreadnought.
Mhm.
He recorded those records. He's done
That's a
a lot
great
of.
band.
He does a lot of the Denver bands.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He did that new Iceburn. I don't know if you've listened to the whole thing yet.
I haven't listened to the whole thing yet.
That's a band I've never heard, but I know all I know is
Really?
like the guitar player plays a Dan Armstrong guitar, or used to play a clear Lucite guitar.
Yeah,
Y-
yep.
yeah.
That's the one.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's all I
Gentry.
know.
Yeah, Gentry Densley.
They're fucking great.
yeah.
Like, you should dig into find Hephaestus
All right.
and dig into that one, because I think that's where they stopped being. See, what happened was they started as a hardcore band,
Yeah.
and they were playing hardcore music, and then the singer left, and they sort of transitioned, and then Gentry, who's the musical genius, like basically they turned into a 3-piece, and then they started having different people come in and play, and then they really started to go down like a free jazz route,
Oh boy.
and got really. I mean, there was some albums that were just like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what this is. Like, this sounds made up. But they came back. They just released an album this year, and it's fucking incredible because it's a lot. It's kind of like their heavier stuff, but
Yeah.
still
has some of that like really interesting musical elements to it.
Yeah, and Southern Lord's putting all of it out, and Andy's like remixing, redoing everything. He told the long story about like replacing every snare drum hit in a song because he hated the original snare, so he like reamped the snare and fucking replaced the whole thing, and the bass was just DI into the board with nothing, like just dry as fuck. So
Yeah,
so I'm still.
it's a great album though. Still,
Yeah. Well,
you'll get a feel for what they're like.
I mean, that's how I feel, honestly. And it was choices rather than like lack of money or knowledge. But I hate the engineering on almost every Jane's Addiction record. But I still love the records. I just don't like the way they sound. But I can imagine them sounding different ways.
Not a very good bass sound.
No, I never liked Dave Navarro's like chosen tone for Jane's Addiction.
No,
it's
good.
it's real bad. But I can get through it when the music's good for sure.
Real pingy snare.
Well, that was the 90s.
That was the 90s.
That was the 90s, man. Every snare.
You ever heard Snapcase?
Wait, come to think of it, I actually. Oh god, yeah. I actually hate Jane's Addiction.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, raise your hand if you played in a band in the 90s and the drummer used a piccolo snare.
Actually, I don't know.
It used to be like a selling point. Like, oh, you have one of those? Cool.
Yeah, I mean, was the snare only like that tall?
Oh,
That's
the
how you
worst.
know.
It's the worst.
Yeah. All right, so now it's John's turn.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to preface it with what it is?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, give us a little lead in.
So I think I went through on like when I moved to Boston, I kind of went through like a weird like electronica phase. I was into like sort of like jazzy hip hop influenced stuff for a while, and then I kind of was like, all right, I'm ready to start playing some rock and roll again. So this band was sort of like I don't know, it was like it was Americana-ish. There's a lot of country elements into it, but it was also like a very like arena. I was really into Built to Spill. I still am, but
nice.
So it's sort of like arena rocky, but like Americana, like Tom Petty meets Replacements or something, but wordy lyrics and stuff. But and it was with a bunch of dudes I went to college with. So
and the band is called the Irreverends.
Yeah,
not cute little play on words. I like that.
Yeah.
And you said play Evangeline?
No, don't play
or
that.
Annalise.
Annalise, yeah. That's
you said Evangeline has a sweet guitar solo. But it's
great, yeah. I'm still proud of that one.
That's good. That's good to be able to admit, like when you fucking drill something and you're like, God damn, that was good.
And
all right, here we go.
Yeah, check it out. Telecaster.
That's a pedal right?
I think they call that a
pedal.
There ain't nothing much to do in this town. Sit on the bridge and hope the deltas fall down. Ride these streets from end to bitter end.
It's not metal.
No,
Not metal.
That's fine.
It's
not.
It's just like trash in the wind. Goddamn. Annalise. Goddamn.
Goddamn.
Please. It's fucking good, man.
I like that.
Thanks.
It was never music that I listened to, but it wasn't.
I totally listened to that.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, when did that come out?
That was like 2005, so I don't know. Were you ever into like Lucero and shit?
Yeah, completely.
I tried Lucero.
Yeah.
I attempted. I didn't.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I saw
love
some
Lucero.
fucking not incredible, but like incredibly funny Lucero shows where like they were so drunk they could barely play, and I was like, "Is this even happening? This band rules."
Yeah, what was it? Mid 2000s. I was just deep into like that like crazy technical extreme math shit, and then tons and tons and tons of post metal.
Like Don Caballero or
Yeah, or just digging into ISIS and Jesu and
I like Don Caballero.
and all of that stuff. And I was busy because I had a baby, so it was like that was a period.
Well, I want some of that.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, that was a period where I
here's my
didn't have the time or energy to like find new music. So,
so Mars Volta was around then too, right?
Yeah, Mars Volta, like a ton of Mars Volta.
I listened to that too, until I couldn't.
Until you couldn't.
Really, it is like
it just reached a point where I was like, okay, the histrionics are out of control.
It gets crazy. It does get crazy. I can't listen to it for like more than half a record in a row now.
No.
And then I just get like wound up. It's like
It gets you totally wound up.
It's like listening to Jehu.
It
I'm
totally
just like,
yeah. You
But
can't listen to that all day long.
the sweet moments are so sweet.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
It's funny, like I always tried to keep rock music in my life, but I went through like a jazz phase, like a weird I was into like not really maybe jam bandy stuff, but like
Fish.
Well, I did see a bunch of Fish in college, but that's because that's literally that's the only band that people listen to in college. Where I went to school at UMaine.
Oh, of course.
The only band. It was like the only band people listened to, or like they would listen to the Grateful Dead, or like Jerry Garcia band.
Yeah.
But like
Rat Dog. Or
yeah, man. I mean,
or Michael Franti, right? I mean,
no, that wasn't.
That was
Was
my
that just West Coast?
that was my
Ben-
college.
Okay.
Well, I was
Yeah.
in Berkeley, so of course you bump into Michael Franti around every corner. So of course you're going to hear him.
I did get into Ben Harper because I liked his guitar playing.
Yeah.
I did too. I like some Ben Harper records.
And Medeski Martin and Wood I liked a lot because like I just didn't understand it. I was like, this guy's an insane keyboard player. I got really into keyboards and synthesizers through them. But yeah, I don't know. Rock and roll has always been sort of like the common thread. I've always tried to like come back to it, even though I go off on little tangents. Like there's a big hip hop phase in there too, but
Yeah, I did that, and then I'm always when I need to chill, just go back and listen to funk, just pull old funk records from the 70s. That's been the best thing about listening to Pop's records.
Yeah.
Is finding some bands that I didn't, kind of that a tier or two below what I was listening to, more regional or more specific, and going like, fuck, this is good. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
you get into that Numero group stuff, the other compilations they put out.
No.
So there's a label in Chicago called Numero Group, and they find all these like unheard of regional like records that nobody's ever heard of.
Oh, I love it.
And they put out these great compilations. There's a great one called Light on the South Side. It's like a Chicago underground funk and soul collection. That's like
Oh,
it has
yes.
this, the packaging on is amazing on it. But check that out if you get a chance. I went to it's like Wilco has these like festivals at an art museum in Western Massachusetts called
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah. And so Numero Group was like a DJ collective thing at one of these things, and they put the slideshow from the Light on the South Side box set up on the screen while they played all the songs on the actual 45s it was fucking awesome.
That's really cool. And that's
Yeah.
one interesting thing about Bandcamp is like we won't have to have like archivists go back and find all that stuff and put it out because it's all out. It's democratized, so it's just all out and available. And you just got to have people who can like tell you, like point you to it.
Yeah.
Which is actually interesting as far as my Bandcamp selection for today.
Oh,
So
what do you got?
so should we
Can we
listen
do
to
this?
some submissions and then
I mean, that would be
It's
great.
kind of the name of the show.
it is.
I mean, if we don't listen to the
Well,
submissions,
hey,
we don't get paid, Jeff.
I know, seriously. These bands
These labels, these,
$10 a pop to get a song on this show. We're the new Stone Meadow of Doom.
All right,
Oh,
so I've had a
oh,
couple
you
beers.
can Venmo us at Blynd Submyshynz at.
No,
Not really. That's
No, you
that's
can't.
not real.
we don't have a Venmo.
No, we do not.
All right, so let's see what we got today.
Personal one is.
Oh, don't. All right, so let's do a Bandcamp. I picked a few things today. So let's
Pick
go
the
ahead.
dildo one.
Let's go ahead and start with.
All right, don't be mean, don't be mean, don't be mean.
This is a split that was submitted to us. Two artists, Duncan Evans, and then the other artist is called Wilderness Hymnal.
Oh.
Label called Trepanation Recordings. For those of you who don't know, that was the process of drilling a hole in your brain.
Yeah, to relieve pressure.
I only
Yeah.
know that from the Cave-In song.
Nice.
Well, did you watch that? What was that crazy like old timey medical show that got really popular a year or two ago?
Oh, I
Or
don't
The Nick?
remember.
yeah, the Nick. He's always.
I love that show.
It was so
One of the
good.
best
Did
shows ever
Did it
on
end?
television.
Did they cancel it?
I don't know.
It was so good.
I watched
They're
it.
gonna reboot it, but with what's his face, Algernon as the lead character.
Who's that?
Algernon. Algie, the dude who likes to fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. All right.
I
So
thought you were talking. I thought you were naming the actual actor's name.
No. I don't know his name.
What?
all right, here we go. So now you can see. Here is the cover.
Cool.
Wilderness Hymnal and Duncan Evans. And
Cover art's awesome.
yeah,
It's
it's
super cool.
really neat. They didn't give me a specific song, so I'm gonna pick Wilderness Hymnal's second track, "I Buried My Teeth."
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
guessing this is some post-rocky.
Or black metal.
Or dark folk.
Or dark folk.
All right. We've had a few. Cover looks like this.
Yeah.
No electric instruments in sight.
Nope.
If it's like if trepanation is like a prophecy kind of, baby version of. You might hear. Who knows what you might hear? All right, here we go.
A song.
A song.
Oh, I see Leonard Cohen.
Like it. Okay, so Sleep Token is more than a band. It's like a scene.
It's like a scene.
Because this is England.
Yeah.
A UK-based record label for extreme, experimental, progressive, and dark sounds.
Dark sounds. I really like that. That is not. Those are not the vocals I was expecting.
No.
Like when that kicked in, it kind of like I was like, oh, whoa. Like when you go to drink a glass of milk and you drink it and it's water.
Well,
and it like shocks you for some reason.
Well, it's the same thing I felt when we first listened to Moontooth, and when I heard Sleep Token, I was like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck is
That's
going
not
on?"
What was supposed to happen right there?
Yeah.
I'm really liking this.
Yeah, the guitar sound was like super reverby, and then the vocals were like way more dry.
Yeah. Usually you're gonna get kind of even levels. So for fans of Emmeruth Rundle, Ulver, Chelsea Wolfe, Dead Can Dance, Talk Talk, Nick Cave. All right. So
I like that they put Dead Can Dance.
All that's missing is Woven Hand, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now we got Duncan Evans, the other half of the split. What do you want? Deadheading, Breath?
Probably not a two-parter.
This song's only 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
That could mean they never get anywhere with it, though. You never know.
Yeah, it's true. It's just
all right.
This happens a lot with my radio show when I try to pick songs. I'm like, oh fuck. The only song that's 2 minutes on this record is just an intro.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, here we go. So this is Deadheading, by the way.
Yeah, I did a lot of that in college.
That is one that missed me.
Yeah.
Dust off the garden shears, you're teetering on the brink of tears. Snip away. Tear out that bleeding heart and trust that you won't fall apart. Snip away. Snuff out those blazing stars. Press purple tales in your memoirs. Snip away. Let the coral bells rain down and give the earth a silken
Is the drop coming?
gown.
There's no drop coming.
Drop?
I don't know. Maybe there is.
This is about cutting flowers.
Yeah, right.
Let's see.
So deadheading is when you cut plants for the season.
Right.
You cut the tops of the.
Snip away.
There you go. Halfway.
Yeah, go halfway. Let's.
All right.
I gotta see where this goes.
We're same place.
Interesting.
2/3.
Huh. It's weird because to me it sounded like his vocal delivery sounded like a musical.
Oh yeah, no, I thought we were
like that was a full-on musical.
I was
happening.
waiting for like the dance number, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
sort of blurs the line between But then it didn't go into the full, like, it sounded like he was getting there, but then it didn't.
So I wonder what their live show is like.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's a visual element to this.
There's got to be a visual element to that, because that was so like a musical number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's about gardening in a way.
Phrasing, yeah.
Well,
here's the deal, though. They're British, so you can kind of get away with that delivery a little bit more, like the pronunciation. Like if an American dude had sung the song that way, I'd be like my eyes couldn't roll back shit further. In America. But this checks out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was two.
I thought those were cool.
Let's grab. I definitely like the first better than the second, but
I'm always like, what kind of keyboard are they using? Like I can't not think that when I hear it.
No, you and I are he makes fun of me because I'm not a good listener. I can't just I can't just stop my brain and listen to music. I have to figure it out.
Yeah. You're an active listener.
Yeah. There's always some of it that I'm trying to figure out. Why is this not going to my wish list? Here we go. All right. So next we have a band called Cult Burial.
Ooh, this is going to be
also from London.
Jeez, what's with you and the London bands?
I don't know.
You go something from London?
I never knew cool London had such a great scene.
Yikes. I mean, does London have a great scene like LA has a great scene, and that just a lot of good people move there to make music and get noticed? Or is it, I wonder if it's
I feel like for a long time it was mostly electronic music that came out of there, and then lately there've been more band look at all the shit that's coming out of Idols and it's kind of incredible.
Elephant Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's for stoner rock and the Cyclona dudes are awesome, those guys.
Mm-hmm. Should we talk about Idols, Jeff?
Sure, we can talk about. I'm quite comfortable in my opinion about Idols, which is it's not for me.
Not for me.
It's not for me, but it's fucking awesome that so many people like it because it's weird.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm surprised that so many people like something that's not left of normal from the rest of pop, from Taylor Swift. Or whatever.
Yeah, I think I reserve the right to really get into them later, but it's always tough for me when the singer is atonal.
Yeah, it is. That's why I couldn't do hardcore.
Yeah, and so bands like that or talk singing kind of gets to me. That band Dry Cleaning
here
is also very popular.
Pull up the text I sent you.
You just sent me a text. It was on Facebook.
Oh, wherever it was. I was just but the talk singing I just can't.
The music builds and goes nowhere.
And then he's just
the talk singing.
I'm gonna tell you what we should be doing.
How do you feel about Viagra Boys though? Do you like Viagra Boys?
I like Viagra Boys.
I fucking love them.
I don't know Viagra Boys.
Yeah, they're fucking great.
I want to see them so bad.
There are some insane sort of what you would categorize as noise rock artists that are kind of exploding. There's definitely there's something going on in the noise rock world right now.
Yeah, well, it's good. I'm totally happy that Idols exist and that they have at least one and maybe two Tiny Desk concerts and because it's just exposing people who listen to a really narrow range of artists to a very different set of sounds. Yeah. And I could see it being a gateway to a lot of things that are interesting to me. Yeah. So I'm glad that bands I mean, I was thinking about King Gizzard today and wondering how much of it is just that if they dressed like regular stoner rock dudes, would everybody mostly ignore them? Or do regular listeners have permission to like them because they just look like their college friends? I mean, those dudes look like everyone that my daughter hangs out with in college. And if they were all in all black, and they probably would just write them, I would imagine just write them off.
Oh, completely.
I don't know.
It's funny.
Al teaches guitar to kids, and those kids are really they're making microtonal, they're putting zip ties on their guitar necks to try and make microtonal guitars.
So
it's
awesome.
Crazy. So cool.
Yeah, I'm so glad they exist, and that they made that Butterfly 3000 record that's so accessible, but also force feeding concepts to people who never listened to that shit, about polyrhythms and weird times and stuff. So it's not the one I'm gonna listen to, but it's just going to bring a whole bunch of people in who are like, oh, this is, I could see this at Coachella, and then maybe they'll like the thrash record. I don't know.
Oh, I can see you again.
It sounds like the Katamari soundtrack to me. Did you ever play that?
Yes, I did.
No.
Yeah, no, I hear
like
you.
Weird Japanese pop music. It's like so saccharine,
Yeah, I sent my daughter a meme this morning that I came across on Facebook. She's my sounding board for like
memes that I send my daughter.
What young people. Well, it's how we communicate at this point.
Yeah. No, this is a new segment.
It's my daily meme, but this one I loved, like, because it was a thread of a bunch of angry metal dudes yelling. And it's a screenshot of a comment under the latest Taylor Swift video. The 10-minute song about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
And the comment is, 10 minutes length of a song is just crazy. Only Taylor can do that. The metal dudes are just
Only
like,
Taylor.
What are you talking about? Like posting links to Dope Smoker.
Can you see this one?
Yes.
Can you read it?
Every couple at a metal show. Oh.
From Labyrinth.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
I don't know.
No, sorry. I was thinking of the rock biter from Neverending Story. That's not Labyrinth.
I don't know what it
Wasn't
is,
that
but it's
Labyrinth?
hilarious. It's Jennifer Connelly and
Yeah.
That's Labyrinth.
yeah.
The Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true.
This is the one that I sent her first when she first woke up, which is the swapping out two letters. It's basically a woman holding a T-shirt that says abortion, and then
I saw that. Yeah.
in very thin red lines, the B and the T are crossed out. Yeah, two letters that can save a life. Adorpian.
Adorpian.
I got to be honest. It took me a few minutes to put that together this morning.
She was one letter off. She was really close. It was like she
I was like, "What's the joke?" Oh, right.
Adorpian. Well, and Stella, when she said the first thing she saw was DP abortion.
DP abortion. That's what I saw.
Yikes.
I was like, where's the DP? What does the DP have to do with this?
Is this like some new category on Pornhub?
Exactly. DP. Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, that's bad.
I don't know porn. I don't know what Pornhub is.
Now my mom can't listen to this.
Sorry.
No, I mean like,
Sorry, John's mom. I just asked the question. I don't know the answer. It was her. It was blaming 19-year-old
She would have been out on like
student.
minute 3.
Yeah.
All right.
You just have to be in the room when she listens to it and then just watch. And if she laughs at the DP part,
Then you're in.
you know your mom. And if she doesn't, then you're clear.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, she doesn't even know what it means.
All right. So poor Cult. Sorry, Cult Burial. Back to you.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, yeah,
this
right.
this is
Yeah,
a new
tangents.
EP. Do we want Oblivion, Parasite, or Paralyzed?
Holy Jesus.
Parasite? Is it a
Parasite?
Kiss cover?
Oh,
No. Well, I'm fairly.
I was just going from the movie.
I'm fairly comfortable saying it's not.
Or do we just see how they start the album?
Paralyzed. It's the album ender, and it's only 5 minutes long, so we can hear more of it.
And it's the British style. Double bass.
All right.
Well, that's some
Right.
death metal, right?
It's death metal. I don't know. It's got some kind of crusty, blacky elements. They're
A little post metal in there.
Yeah, I like
Little
some of
bit.
some of the guitar work a lot.
Guitar, yeah, completely.
There was
That kick was a little out there.
well,
And
remember,
could have been our
hey,
mix. Could
it's-
have been the Zoom.
Well, hey, we're using Jeff's computer, which means the shitty audio for those of us listening. But on the podcast, it'll sound normal.
Is that right?
So
I mean, yeah, the kick was a little clicky, but they go for that in death metal, so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
See,
can't
don't-
really.
Maybe that's how it's I don't know my death metal that well.
That's their thing. I'd be curious. Like, this is a song that I could see staying like that for 5 minutes, or just like going through a fucking mountain of changes,
or throw a sweet breakdown in there, and you got yourself a hardcore song.
Yeah.
Were there 2 singers?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Let's hear some more.
It sounded like it kind of.
You shut up, John. It's got like a more epic sound than most death metal. It sounds like kind of big and grand, a lot of atmosphere.
It's power death metal.
Yeah.
There's space in there. I feel like
yeah,
space and atmosphere is kind of missing in a lot of that stuff, and I like that stuff. So I think I don't know, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it too. All right, Cult Burial. All right, let's do one more,
guys.
We'll do one more, and then we'll.
That's the kind of shit where, like, if I was at the show and they were playing that, I'd be like totally fucking into it. I would be.
Oh
like,
yeah.
captivated.
100%.
I mean, my problem is I've become obsessed with music that's really meant to be watched live and not listened to on a record.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always feel like you're getting kind of a second best effort for not everything I listen to, but for a lot of stuff where like just the volume and the power of it is meant for live performance.
You know what band is good at that is Amun-Ra is like great at like having their recorded music sound like how they sound live, but also having like really good live recordings that are just like almost as good as seeing them.
Yeah, I see, and I'm a live recording guy, and I don't know where it came from. I love live records. I mean, I think it came from me getting hooked on Exit Stage Left when I was, 12 or something, and just go and you can't hold every live record up to the standard of that record or that band, but it like I love a live record.
I don't like them at all.
I know.
I went through a phase where I really didn't like them because I felt like they were easy, and people just assumed because they could record everything digitally very easily that they could put out a live record. So there's a lot of stuff that wasn't really finessed to sound really good.
Yeah.
But and also, being from like jam band hell in Maine,
Yeah.
where you're subjected to like audience recordings of every band ever all the time.
I don't think every live record is good, but some of my favorite records are live records.
Hell yeah. And even recently, the OC's live in San Francisco is one of my favorite live records.
You broke him. God, those fucking audience recordings.
No, yeah, that's what you were just saying. I have a dictaphone recording of Tool.
Oh shit.
From like 1994.
Oh, you do?
I snuck a dictaphone between my legs into the Tool concert and recorded the whole thing like
a literal dictaphone.
a dictaphone.
Sorry, Mom.
Not even.
You really did?
Yeah, so if anybody wants a bootleg dictaphone recording of Tool,
there we go.
Check it out.
Yeah, there's a new segment idea. So we did old music from your old bands, random weird music related recordings you have. We were in Atlanta during 9/11. This is gonna go somewhere, trust me.
Okay.
Oh.
I was at a conference with Larry and
Larry, the salesperson guitar guy.
Hammered. That was the aforementioned sales meeting at early morning. That was the event. We were in the tallest building in Atlanta on like the highest floor, and they evacuated downtown Atlanta because they legitimately thought that the CNN Center might be a target. So we had to evacuate. We go out to the outskirts. We call work, and we arrange to buy a car the next day and drive home.
Buy a car.
Yeah. So we bought a car and drove home. Larry and I get along great. Third guy, John, super cool
Like
guy.
$12,000.
No. There was a woman at our work who Figured
Who knew a guy who was selling a car?
She wanted a new car. She called up the dealership and negotiated it. The company paid for it, and then she paid the company back, and we drove her brand new Ford Expedition home. Yeah.
I was just like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
My cousin owns a lot.
Well, I mean, think back though. It was crazy, dude. We didn't know what the that was the weirdest car drive home because it was just like speculating. We didn't know what the fuck was going on. Nobody did.
A weird time.
And so we had this one guy in the car that we hated. Total asshole. Also had narcolepsy. Not figurative, but actual narcolepsy. So he was not allowed to drive. We told him that right from the beginning. We're like, John, you're not driving. So just grab a back seat. Don't worry about it. As we're driving, he's falling asleep snoring. He starts snoring to music. Like, swear to God, he like syncs up with the song. So we get to Tennessee and go to Walmart and buy a mini tape recorder because we know we have like 38 more hours of driving to do with this fucking guy.
Oh, man.
And we're in the middle of listening to Hendrix, and he fucking rips the guitar solo so hard.
And it's snoring?
And snoring. And I recorded it. And every once in a while, on one of those little mini, the little mini tape recorders, the little mini cassettes, and I have a really great recording of him. And that was funny. We were laughing. Oh, this is great.
Wait, wasn't that a dictaphone?
Maybe. I don't know. It was just a little cassette recorder.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that maybe I confused what a dictaphone was, but sorry, I interrupted your story. Continue.
It's fine. But
like
by
a recorder?
Yeah, essentially.
Oh.
By hour 6, we wanted to push him out of the car while it was moving.
Sure.
And by hour the 38, it was like I don't ever. And I got to fire him actually a couple weeks after that, which was it was so satisfying. It's the only time I've enjoyed firing someone. And then he asked me if he could stay in his office for a couple of days to search for a job so he wouldn't have to tell his wife. And I said, nope.
Poor guy.
Nah, man, he did so much. He did so much shit that that was just all karma, in my opinion. Anyways, all right, who do we have here?
I like the design.
Stonehouse on Fire. They are Stonehouse on Fire. I think these guys are from Brazil.
That's the name of the band.
Yeah, Stonehouse on Fire. This song is called
that name.
Bitter Times, and it looks like this is an album that's coming out, and this is the.
Is this just a
first track that's available?
It looks like Omar Rodriguez is his name.
Yeah, a little bit. I like seeing young people playing like retro fuzzed out shit.
Brazil,
they don't look like old and crusty like us, which I appreciate.
I wasn't sure where it was gonna go. I thought it went Graveyard Land, but in a good way.
Yeah. And I wonder if this kind of music becomes like an entry point to rock and roll, sort of the same way punk rock was, in that it's not super technical. Those riffs are out there to poach and rearrange however you want. It's more kind of about mood and tone. There's not a lot of complex songwriting going on. It's just about, do you get a good tone? Do you get a good vocal melody? Like, is there something catchy about it that catches your attention? And lots of people can play it because it's not, you don't have to be Yngwie or Dave, what's his last name? Davidson. You don't have to be Dave Davidson to play it. Although, I don't know if you listened to that Gargoyle record. But
I didn't listen to it, but it sounded good from what.
Dave Davidson on Easy Mode was my jam last year, which is still way more complicated than this. But all right, let's listen to some more.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Like it's totally I just love that classic blues rock.
3 minutes, 27 seconds. Will there be a guitar solo?
Oh yeah.
You think?
I hope so.
I mean, there has to be.
When's it coming?
It's not gonna be a long
we're
ripping
at
solo.
144. I'm gonna go to like 230.
There'll be a little deedly
220.
There's gonna be one.
I thought maybe they're gonna go into the halftime thing like Graveyard does.
Yeah. I thought that maybe it would go. It was good though, and it didn't need to go anywhere. I was just curious if it would. I think there's gonna be. I mean, clearly these guys are not happy, and I think there's gonna be an interesting situation in Brazil that will, like always, produce a lot of good art and hopefully good rock and roll, because you have this like bonkers, oppressive regime that's like, you know, cutting down the entire Amazon and forcing Christianity on everyone, and the kids are just going to be like, fuck you. And dance music never really does that very well. Pop's not super good at it, so
that's escapism.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the kind of band, like if you're like on tour and they happen to be on the bill, you'd be like, oh, this band fucking rules. You know? Like,
oh, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. And I bet they're like, judging by the picture they had in their profile, they look like they're super energetic on stage.
Yeah.
And when you're a band that sounds like that, you have to be.
Yeah.
You can't just stand there and do your thing. And
so let's play the algorithm. If you like Stonehouse on Fire, you may also like Game. We got Green Lung.
Green Lung. That's very buzzy right now.
We know Green Lung.
Merlin. That tracks.
No. Oh, really? These are all?
Here Lies Man. That tracks.
Here Lies Man?
No?
Maybe
I'm thinking of somebody else.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Turn Me On Dead Man.
Oh.
It's a different band.
Yeah, how do I know that name?
They played at Bowling and Beers in Hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they? Oh.
Yeah, they're a heavy psych band.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, that was cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that.
I did too.
Way to go, Stone Temple Pilots.
All right. So we got stuff to show off.
Oh, wait.
You got any records to show off?
Ooh, do I ever?
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
I ordered a bunch, but they're not here yet. I have a little box here.
I see the Dunnable name on that.
Yes.
Actually, I got 2 new records today.
I'll just show this. This is not that exciting, but I was back and forth between 2 different pickups when I was picking out the JML, and I had him just put 2 Grizzlies on there, but I was like, you know what? While we're in the middle of this and you still have like the finish handy, can you bang out a matching pair of Slug Wolves? And then if I decide down the road to switch one or both, I can. So he did. So I have a lovely Slug Wolves are a little looser, a little dirtier,
and that's in that.
They look loose.
In the JML Dunnable.
But what's that Gibson thing that that Carl plays? What's that? Voodoo?
The Voodoo? The Voodoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what pickups are in that guitar.
They just have the weird, like, clear, like, bobbins or something like that, right?
Well, it's like red and black, and then I think maybe the bobbins are clear. Maybe they're silver. I can't remember. I'll look at it on Thursday.
I think they're the Tacomas.
It's the Tacomas.
Yeah.
It's
like and it's the extended bed.
Is it the FD or the TDR?
TRD.
The
TRD.
TRD.
Yeah, TRD.
Do you collect records? You buy a bunch of records?
Me?
Or did you? Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, I have a problem.
Okay. You have a problem too? Okay. Good. You're among friends.
I just bought on Saturday, maybe Sunday, I bought New Order Republic and New Order's Brotherhood, which I forgot that Jen had it already. My wife, because all of her records from high school are like the ones I'm trying to find. So I'm, So like all the 80s goth and post punk synth pop stuff is getting hard to find on vinyl. Ooh. So, but that's mostly what I listen to be honest with you. I'll be completely honest. That's why I listen to Depeche Mode and Echo and the Bunnymen. Joy Division, The Order.
Yeah,
yes.
I should have gone. JD and our friend Matt went to that last Depeche Mode show that was here, and I should have gone.
It was so good.
Was that the like 3 years ago?
2019?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Been,
so good.
Could have been 2018. But yeah, it was incredible.
Oh my God.
Oh, so
like
good.
how like that dude is like, when he was just like bending over and touching the floor and stuff, I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like way younger than you do.
And they're like 60.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the money to get all of the treatments in the world and the time to keep themselves in condition to keep doing that. So if they make the commitment, like Jagger, what does he spend? They say like 6 hours a day exercising.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, but like that dude's rolling the dice on a tour so hard right now, like just going to like local bars. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Before shows.
I've seen the pictures.
Really?
What the fuck, dude?
wow.
Like,
He even went to one like kind of incognito, and some people asked him to take a picture for them.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
It's like the Eddie Van Halen at the Tool concert thing.
Oh, that's the best picture.
Hey, can you take a picture of me?
Yeah. Sure. That's so funny.
All right, JD, what did you get?
Where was I going with this? Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
What'd you
This
get?
came today.
Oh, you have something for me?
No. I do, but
Oh,
classic.
Oh, nice.
I needed this on vinyl. So this would be
I
Bjork.
never get. Which one is that one?
I think it's Post, isn't it?
What's on that?
Debut. Yes.
yes, this is David.
Yeah, this one. So this is Human Behavior,
Okay.
Venus as a Boy, Big Time Sensuality.
I worked at a
some good
record
shit.
store when that record came out, and it was on the like in-store tape.
Yeah.
So Human Behavior was on like every 20 minutes or something.
Oh,
And so,
nice.
like I just
Yeah.
can't. Like it just brings me back to like wearing the fucking Strawberries music,
I have
wearing the
so
red vest.
many memories. Yeah.
$4.25
always.
$4.25 an hour. Can you imagine living on that?
Kids? No, we couldn't, and you can't live on
No.
minimum wage now.
No, you can't. All right. So next, speaking of, it's the new Idols.
Very nice.
Nice.
So this is I think I got the limited edition one, luckily.
That's cool.
But it's the new Crawler album.
And he knew not to get me a copy.
Yes, yeah, I figured.
Is fuck? Have you tried to play that Def Heaven record yet? We got the one with those
Yes.
It was impossible to get those records out of the plastic sleeve. They're like
Oh my God.
stuck to the sleeve.
Yeah.
They look cool when they're spinning though, for sure.
This
Oh,
one is for
I bought
you.
the new.
The new Mastodon.
Oh, nice. I like half of
I
it.
accidentally opened it.
Yeah, that's fine. You said you like half of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I like their approach and the fact that they're, and guys, don't. Hopefully, we don't have to like deal with this later as a band opening for Mastodon or whatever. But I don't think it's gonna.
they said some shit about us on a podcast no one listens to.
Well,
But to me, it sounds like everyone's writing their own part of the song and then they're jamming them together. And especially it's exacerbated when they're all singing different parts of the song. So like, the half of that record is like, okay, this is the Braun part, this is the Troy part, this is the Brent part. So it's, I don't know, it's just,
I know that happens.
it's not
too.
cohesive.
No,
Yeah.
I totally get that, and I know that it happens because like if Braun's gonna sing, then they got to start with whatever drums he can play while he sings. And I know that
Yeah.
EP that they released was originally a whole record of Brent songs that they then decided to turn into a Mastodon record, and it's the most cohesive thing they've put out in a long time because it had one primary songwriting point of view the whole time.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of added
This new one?
their bits around it. No, not the new one. It
Oh.
was an EP that came out like five years ago.
Oh,
Twisted, what's that? Twisted Toes or something like
Twisted
that?
Sister?
We tried to think of the name of it. Or someone else talking.
Something Toes or something. Yeah, I don't know. Like I thought the strongest songs on the record were ones were like just Troy sang the whole song or just Braun sang the whole song. That's just me. But I always listen to them because I feel like they're an important band in the heavy community because they're the most successful band and they do it. They do what they want. Like,
Yeah.
like what band does that? Like some of the shit they're putting out now, it's like, it's weird,
Yeah, for sure.
It's really weird.
It's so good.
So Dan, my best friend Dan, texted me after he listened to it the first time. He said,
"Did he send you a meme?"
No, he just he's a smart man. He just uses words.
Oh.
I have to communicate with pictures because I can't find the words sometimes. Yeah. He said, "Not sure about the production / mix on this new Mastodon. Somebody got a little excited about the kick and lost the bass on my first listen.
No bass on that record, at least not on Spotify.
Production on Crack the Sky and Once More Around the Sun is much better. It's good. So much kick though at times." And then several days later, "I still have troubles with this new Mastodon mix."
I agree with him. It's super. Yeah. It's super bright, and there's no bass, and I think it's weird. Like, Troy, for a while there, Troy was winning like best bass player in like Bass Player magazine, and like I'm like, you can hear the bass on these records. Like, can hear fucking note. I don't know.
It's there somewhere. And he's like,
I've seen him a million times, and I was like, I can't fucking hear a thing that guy's doing. I have no idea what he's doing.
On the occasions where, I mean, and I listened for it, but on the occasions where you can hear it, he's very tasteful most of the time, and then he'll flash here or there to just kind of flex and show you that he's got it. But yeah,
does he do slap solos?
Yeah, he does it with the Jack Daniels bottle, and then it's
5150.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
That needs to happen on the next album.
That'd be funny if he did. Yeah, it did sound a bit weird. It did sound a bit weird to me too, but I haven't really taken the time to dissect it, and I don't trust myself anymore since my ear.
Right.
This is like, I don't know. Fuck who like.
I'll be your ear, Jeff.
To give a really critical, you have a very critical ear when it comes to listening to music.
Dude, that's a bummer, man. I have like weird like allergy related hearing, like ear problems a lot, but like it really, like when you have a day where you can't hear out of one ear or whatever, it's like it can really mess with your like sense of well-being, you know?
Yeah, 6 months.
Awful.
Yes,
So
quite
I feel for you, man. I feel
working on getting a hearing aid for my left ear.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
But it's fine. Whatever shit happens, I'm alive. So that's
cool now.
So that's good. Yeah, hearing aids are way better than they used to be.
Yeah.
They got iPhone apps and shit.
They're cool. Like, you're gonna be probably the hit of the neighborhood.
Oh, shut up.
Like, they're no longer for dorks.
Yeah, they're mostly invisible.
Oh, they totally are.
But the hearing loss is one thing, but the tinnitus is the real bummer, because it's like the hearing loss they may be able to compensate for, but the tinnitus is just a mental thing. I just have to figure out how to tune it out, because they can't make it go away.
It's
so
terrible.
I wanted to try and like get like an audio nerd to record something that I think sounds like what I hear in my left ear all the time now, so that I can play it for other people.
Is it is it a roaring or rumbling, or is
no?
It
it's a high pitched. It's a high pitched whine.
I
like
get the
a
rumbling.
fuzzy, and it changes.
That sound you get when somebody's talking about you.
Yeah. No.
That one?
So when people say something, does it like ring at certain frequencies sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I get in any room where there's crosstalk, I'm done. I'm just done. With Friday night, pizza night, it was like getting wild downstairs, and I was like, I'm going to the backyard. Because it's not just that I can't hear anything; that it actually actively starts to make you think like you're losing your mind.
Yeah.
Because you can't like parse what's going on around you. So.
Yep. Yeah, I get that sometimes too, man. It sucks, but not to that extreme, but like.
Well, it is definitely like allergy and sinus related, and I've had bouts of dizziness my whole life that I'm sure are linked. I'm sure it's all linked together. So
this was just the culmination.
Yeah, it's something like that. It was just like, fuck you.
Tell us about a medical issue you've had lately.
You want to hear it?
And then I'll go last. No, I'm kidding.
I went to an allergist.
That type of show.
Old people talk about ailments.
I've been like super banged up with allergies for the past couple of months, and so I finally got an allergist appointment. I went the other day, and I got tested for everything, and I was like, look, I thought I was allergic to everything, and they just handed me a pamphlet on like how to vacuum.
What?
They're like, you're really allergic to dust, so you might want to consider.
Not what I was expecting.
You're
but
not allergic to anything.
But I'm like really allergic to dust. Like, so, I don't know. It's like, it's It's just I'm like sneezing a million times a day. It's just, you're home all the time. Our house was built in 1860, so it's like, it's impossible to. I don't know. I don't feel like it's haunted.
It's slightly haunted.
It's
only the basement.
It's like New Orleans around here. Like, so like some people sell houses and it says like not haunted on the.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, the town, everyone has collectively decided to cash in on all of this nonsense.
It's all haunted.
Yeah.
We stayed at that hotel that's like right in the middle of the town, across from the statue of the dude who looks like a witch hunter from every video game that ever had a witch hunter in it.
The Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place was crazy. That was fun.
I love that place. They don't have air conditioning though, which I think is crazy. So like my dad's still there. He's like, the room was kind of like not very comfortable, and I was like, oh, but it's a cool hotel, right? But great bar though. There they have a great fireplace, and I just love that place.
Yeah,
it's
it was
the
really
closest
cool.
bar to our house, actually.
Really? Yeah. The night we stayed there, they were having a wedding. So
of course, yeah.
And so we couldn't. Didn't have access to everything, but it was really cool.
I would think that bars without fireplaces in Salem probably don't do very well.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's the ambiance.
I don't know.
It's
witches, fireplaces.
Terrible drinks, but great fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite bar was that Barcade. That
Big Bar.
Yeah,
they just moved.
Oh, they did.
They moved to the. Did you see where Beer Works was? It's kind of a notch.
Yeah.
So they moved into the old Beer Works space. So it's bigger. It's kind of cool.
That's cool. It's fun to be in old like seaside towns where you have like, clearly where boats used to dock to like bring goods, and then there's that big fancy building right there where they collected the tax and shit. Like this is just not something you see here.
Did you happen to notice right next door is the Brookhouse home for aged women?
What? Are you
did.
serious?
I did actually.
Yeah.
For aged women.
Women.
So it was my great something grandfather founded that building for.
Oh, whoa! So it's not just coincidence.
No,
it's not.
No,
wow.
It's like a family thing. So like they, for like women who lost their husbands at sea, basically, because he was like a shipping magnate or something, and there's all sorts of weird stuff. Like he might have, there was some weird like. It's hard to tell from old documents like what actually happened because of the language, but like there's weird like he might have been like an illegal slave trader. I don't know. Like there's some weird allusion to that.
Oh,
so,
whoa!
Yeah, I know. Drop the bomb. Where's the sound effect? But
this is you ever watch that show on PBS, Finding Your Roots?
Yeah.
This is that moment where like you find like. Oh, and your parents own slaves, and you're like, oh shit, not good. The Bernie Sanders is like, fuck.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't Bernie.
No, we don't. We can't really tell. Like there's, I think he was just like somebody who was working on the boat, and they kind of assumed that that's what he was doing or something like that. That's what they're saying in the family, but I don't know. So
gotcha.
It's hard to tell. But there's all sorts of like my dad gave me all this shit like.
Digging.
There's all sorts of old Salem like history that I have, just because, and it's so cool. It's cool to live here because of that. I don't know.
Oh wow,
that would be cool.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
that was if you've never watched that show on PBS, it's a good one. But in the least surprising news of all time, because since they did a bunch of celebrities DNA tests, they'll like tell you if you're related to anyone else that they've done. So do you want to hear the least surprising celebrity relationship? They did Bernie Sanders, and then they also did someone else that he was related
I already
to.
know the answer.
Do you know the answer, John?
No.
Larry David.
That's funny.
And then they were like sitting across from each other, and they're like, "Yep, of course."
I just watched this week's episode tonight.
Did you?
So funny.
God.
Oh my god.
I was lamenting how I was never able to get into that show. I need to try again. I know it's great, but every time I try, it doesn't hook me. Is there like a season to start with?
I thought it started strong.
It's uncomfortable comedy. You have to be okay.
No, I'm being serious. Like I did watch it. Sadie and I watched the first few seasons.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
It was good.
I don't think this season's the one to start with because it's a lot of like.
I mean, I thought it started strong because it was sort of like it kind of started as like not a spin-off, but like in those days shortly after Seinfeld.
Gotcha.
You know, and so like. I thought it started strong. I liked it.
I'll try it again when we're just out of shit to see. That's not something Laura would ever watch, so it's like that's a thing I got to watch on my own time. Yeah. And the list of things to watch on my own time is long. So
it keeps growing.
Do you guys want to see what I bought recently that I like?
Yes. Yeah, let's see what you bought.
All right. I bought the Arturia Micro Freak.
Oh, wow.
It looks like a freak.
Check out the keyboard is a circuit board.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's something on those. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Wait,
so
what does it do?
Does it make different sounds based on where you put your finger?
Well, like how much you press on it. So it's like how much surface area your finger touches it. Like so you can be like, I want the filter to open up more when I press more.
So
that's rad.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, and JD got a little. Is it an Akai?
It's an Akai.
Yeah, like the starter one.
I'm making some beats.
Been making them
the
beats.
MPC?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. It's fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now you got to learn how to play bass.
I'm going to. As soon as that damn bass gets here.
As soon as that.
Addie told me today she was going to bring home her bass because you were going to look at something that broke.
Yeah, I'll fix the input jack for her.
Yeah.
The one that she likes to play at school, the input jack just came unscrewed. It just needs to be put back in. That's a repair I can handle.
Yeah, I got the email today. So update to our listeners who have been dying to know. I got the update today that her bass has been delayed even longer.
Oh, fucking.
What's
They're gonna try to track it down. No, it's just
she's
stuck
just
on a boat in the middle of the ocean.
I took her to Guitar Center, and she looked at all the entry level basses, and what she really wanted was that that neon green Dean that has a green fretboard. Well, they make a hot pink one, but it wasn't in stock. So.
Yep. We bought the pink strings.
Oh yeah,
we bought the pink strap.
Hell yeah,
bought the pink like.
That's a big problem right now. Like a lot of inventory is just stuck waiting to get into the docks.
Yeah.
So we have I shouldn't tell this story. Fuck. I'll tell it fast.
Okay.
We have a double oven. One of the ovens broke a year ago.
I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah, guy came to fix it. No, I know. Guy came to fix it a year ago. Missing a part. Ordered the part June. I got one of the parts, didn't get the other one. A year later, still don't have a part. So we go looking at new ovens, and they're like, if you want a new oven, it's like a bare minimum of 6 months to get an oven. And I was just like, fuck.
And now you know.
And now you know. Shit's fucked. I don't have my double oven, people. I gotta cook. I gotta host Thanksgiving.
Got a big holiday coming up.
I know. I have to host Thanksgiving. It's actually kind of fucked up.
Ooh.
I'll work it out.
I'll tell you what.
That's some privilege there. I know. Sorry.
What else? Did you have anything else to show us? Anything else?
Is that your?
How many guitars you got hanging up over there? Like
a lot.
8, 9?
Yeah. I bought that acoustic recently back there. That's an Eastman, which is nice.
Top back.
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, I have probably 20 guitars or something like that.
Whoa! Shit, man.
Wow.
But I keep, I don't know, 10 or 12 out.
Do you cycle through? Do you like sell old stuff to get new stuff, or do you?
No, I'm terrible at that. I'm like,
I
still
need
that.
You're a collector.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
I don't. But
it's like picking a favorite child.
Sort of. I mean, the 335 is like a guitar that I'll never be able to buy again, so it's like I can't get rid of it.
You keep that.
It's a great guitar.
Yeah.
It's in 1981. And then my Les Paul is probably my favorite, best guitar.
Do you play that one the most too?
That's not out there. That's right here. Hold on.
It's down there.
Yeah.
The SG
1980.
Oh yeah, she's a beaut.
Yep. Tobacco. And then there's a 72 SG, and then just the 2013 one. But yeah.
Is the 2013 one the one you take on tour? I'm guessing, not the 72.
Well, I mean, I would, but it's like it's not a great guitar. Like it's like.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's like,
that's funny.
It's like really not in great shape. It's. The neck's been broken a bunch of times, and it just like doesn't stay in tune. So, and the neck is tiny, so it's weird.
Yeah, and you're a big guy. Like anytime I hold an SG, I feel like shit's out of proportion. Like I look silly holding this guitar because it's like all.
Well, that's how like Mustangs are. Like that's the worst guitar for me to play, but I love them because like they're so easy to play.
Yeah. Guitars. Do you have any crazy shapes? Any pointies? You got a BC Rich, Jackson.
No, I have a Flying V, but that's in the case.
Crazy. A Gibson V.
Yeah, I used to have a Dean Z, which is kind of cool. That was fun.
I can't get with that headstock. I just can't. Headstocks are so important, and the Dean headstock is just silly.
I don't mind the Dean headstock. I was a big Pantera fan in high school.
Okay.
My senior quote in high school was, "I promised myself." It's so embarrassing right now because like I was like, I promised myself somewhere in teenage life I'd never submit to the ones I would not be like, and then I signed it like Philip A. Anselmo. Philip Anselmo.
Oh no. Yeah, mine aged almost as well. When I woke up this morning, I felt a pang. It's a Primus. It's a Primus lyric.
Oh, I was like, I hope this isn't the Primus lyric. It was.
It is.
Anything that you quote
least it
in your
wasn't
senior
like
year of high
sailing
school
the
is
seas
going to
of
be
cheese.
amazing. Yeah, sailing the seas of cheese.
Winona had a big brown beaver.
Yeah, no. I went to a Jesuit school. That one wasn't going to get through the review process.
Oh,
and that's all the senior quote is for, is like for trying to slip in some dumb shit that nobody knows.
Well, you know what you do is you be on the yearbook staff.
Yeah, of course.
So for all you high schoolers listening, you want to like do some fuckery, get on the high school yearbook staff.
But just don't get caught.
Because then you could be a photographer, and one of your friends could be in every club and every team in the entire school.
Oh yeah, Stella's friend Heidi did the yearbook their senior year, and Stella's in it like a dozen times.
Oh my god, it's the best.
All right, so
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
No. I was just saying, like I was reading my like memory, like your favorite memory or whatever, and it was like I had no idea what I was talking about. Like I was reading it, and I was like, what was I even talking about? Because you tried to like hide. You're like, oh yeah, the party at the at the field with so and so. You're like, what the fuck?
What happened that night? Oh, all right. So we'll wrap things up then, because I was looking through the Bandcamp articles, and this article struck me: Inside Tokyo's Genreless Rave Underground.
I thought rave was a genre.
Did you guys go to raves? Oh, you had a cousin that did raves, right?
I did. Yeah,
yes.
I was exposed. I
went to raves, and that's how I know his cousin.
Yeah, he knew my cousin because he was a DJ in Salt Lake City.
Oh, that's funny.
After he moved away from LA, I didn't actively go to raves because when raves were a thing, I was just going to like rock and metal shows and not dance events. See, that's why this piqued my interest, because it's like basically says like what music they play at a rave just sort of depends on the neighborhood and like kind of what's hip there. And so there's like rock and roll raves and fucking metal raves,
I guess.
So
all right, you could do that.
So then this article is then just a list of all these different bands from different raves in the various scenes. And I was just curious to like shotgun
crazy.
Blast through, listen to a couple of these and see what the Japanese kids are partying to these days.
Raving to?
Yeah. Because it's going to end up here in a year. Whatever it is, it'll be here soon.
Exactly.
So
what happened to Baby Metal?
I think they're still around.
They're still around, and like when they play shows here, they sell out. They do really well.
Yeah, they're big.
They're huge, and like Poppy has gotten really huge. Which she's not Baby Metal, but it's like the reason Poppy exists is because she saw Baby Metal and she went, "Oh, I can do that. Okay, I'll do it weird. I'll do it even weirder." But and she has totally blown up.
She totally
which
has.
is nonsense, but also awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
never listened to
I like it when nonsense blows up.
I see the articles on Metal Sucks.
Yeah, I mean, anything like Korean or Japanese. You've never listened to Poppy?
Oh, no, I have listened to Baby Metal. But
I'll send you a couple links because there's some Poppy that's like,
oh, I'll send you some links.
She's got ideas, man. She's not fucking around. Like she'll drop like a Beatles section in the middle of
she's
like after a
it,
giant metalcore breakdown, and it all sort of makes sense in a weird way. And then she's doing kind of a cool visual thing to go along with it. So I don't know. I'm not anti-Poppy at all. All right,
I'll take your word
so
for it.
let's see. We got Shome Takazawa boasts a panoply of underground clubs for guitar music lovers of all stripes.
What?
Shibuya is a place for forward-thinking electronic club music with marquee venues. And there's just all these different neighborhoods, and the raves just have different kinds of music. So this is the first one. I don't know. I'm dancing. Okay, so I'm not going to that rave.
You cannot.
Sounds like Mouse
rave
on Mars.
to glitch. Like glitch is not rave music. You can't even dance to it. I mean, I guess you could try.
Okay, here's the next one.
1 out of 5 glow sticks.
Yeah, we'll rate glow sticks.
Bass harmonics.
There was a little bit of a beat there. Okay.
More Dan. That's like 2.
You could
Two
no,
glow sticks?
I kind of like that actually.
You do?
I would
Okay.
give that like 3.5.
Well, you
glow
can have
sticks.
your own glow stick score.
Will I get poisoned though?
I love
Maybe.
this rating system.
Yes.
It's 1 out
How
of
many?
5, right?
How many binkies? You can only have one binky at a
One
time.
pieces of
pacifier.
candy bracelet?
Okay, next. I don't even.
How
This
many
is called
menthol
harvesting in
filled
summer.
masks. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, good bass.
It's got
Bit
that
crushed
reverse.
808.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, my shirt's off already at this point.
Oh, yeah. This is like blurry vision bass.
Oh yeah. This is like a cross between like the industrial and jungle. Oh yeah. This is awesome.
How many glow sticks,
I'm in.
JD?
That's a straight up 5 for me.
John?
Yeah, I'd go 4.5 on that.
Yeah,
I
I'll
like
go,
that.
I'll go 4.5.
A lot.
All right, next. Nakamura with Dark Throat.
Ooh, Dark
Oh
Throat.
boy.
Not seeing the rock yet, but maybe that's coming.
Oh, this is supposed to be rock?
Well, they said there's all different kinds of music.
Oh.
So far, I've heard different kinds of electronic
gotcha.
music. Oh, we get it. You're weird.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
I
Okay.
don't know, yeah, it's...
Not for a rave. If I'm mowing the lawn, sure.
Well, I just wonder what their definition of rave.
It's a sweet
To me,
party
it's
in
somewhere
an
where you go and
underground club.
dance, regardless of the music you're dancing to. Whoa.
Okay. Like 4 minutes in, there's a beat. Okay. Yeah, that's 1 glow stick for me.
I give that 3.
You give that 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Eccentric boy.
John?
I'm like 1.5.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to need some Mortal Kombat.
Just put Sandstorm on a loop if you're going to do this.
Oh.
Air horn.
Yeah. Are those clashing swords?
Yeah. I get fucked up to that.
I don't know.
I'll give that 3 for
Really?
me.
You gotta be.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
That was
That's a
the
lot.
reverse. It's like 1.5 maybe.
that's
Alright.
extra.
I just don't know my electronic music, so I'm pretty basic.
Well, no.
Well, it sounds like,
Judge on what you hear.
it sounds like Sandstorm.
I mean, there's
That's
there's
not
like a
nothing
level-
like
yeah.
Sandstorm, but no.
there's just a level of like extremity for this stuff. Like how much can you actually take? Like I feel like that's just sensory overload for me.
Yeah.
That last one, yes. Like I couldn't. There was a point in time where I used to listen to stuff like that. That was just
Square
just
pusher or
on, just,
whatever.
All right, here we
so
go.
Fast.
No
New
more talking.
energy.
if like the drugs are making things slower and calmer, that would make more sense. I don't know.
I'm getting early
All
2000s.
of this makes more sense on drugs.
Yeah.
Trance
I like
vibe.
that. I'd give that. Yeah, it was almost
Hard
like
trance.
a new energy hard trance. Yeah, exactly.
I'm out of my league. All right. This is subscription double suicide equals 0 equal.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird party. Yo, I haven't taken the drugs yet. What's happening?
Off tennis.
I like that bass.
All right.
Oh, we're gonna sing. Is there like a mumble rapper in there?
Oh, I
It's
was
got
going
a
to say
SoundCloud vibe.
this is a bonus track on an Andre 3000 record somewhere.
It also has
a
like a
compliment.
unknown mortal orchestra vibe to it, like that like
I don't know who that.
bedroom.
No.
Told you,
no?
Adam.
Mac DeMarco.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
It
I liked it once.
yeah.
Once the beat kicked in.
Yeah,
it
once
was-
that beat kicked in. Yeah,
Okay.
totally. I'm into that. That gets 4.5. 4.5.
Wow. I'm 3.25.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I just,
We're
that's
breaking
one.
it down into quarters.
That's
now,
one ecstasy pill for me.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Try to picture the kind of party that would be going on when you're listening to each song. I picture like a bunch of living toys kind of dancing around the room. Yeah. One.
Just not into that, so we're moving on.
Okay. No, there's only one more, but like
I'm just kidding.
I haven't heard a single guitar. What are we doing here?
There's no guitars.
No
A lot of
guitars.
square
They-
wave on that one.
They fucking
Yeah.
catfish me.
Oh, dude, that's totally. Nope. No. Really guitar.
Drum and bass style.
Might not be a real guitar, but yeah.
I enjoy that. I enjoy.
You like the
I
little
enjoy
DB?
drum and bass.
You guys
yeah.
have a drum and bass phase?
Oh yeah.
I didn't have a phase, but I've never had an electronic music phase.
Oh, it's not a phase.
It's a lifestyle.
Oh, I still love it. I
No,
I totally still listen to like DJ mixes and fucking love electronic music.
And, what's face? Oh man, I used to love drum and bass stuff. It was just so mental. Like
Yeah.
Ronnie Size. I saw him live.
Oh
once.
yeah. Ronnie Size and Represent.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Brown paper.
This
Ronnie
is
Size is awesome.
this is the one I almost picked until I saw that one, which is an
Egyptian.
introduction to Egyptian black metal. I feel like we probably get a lot of these submissions actually from. We have a couple of PR firms that give us a lot of
so.
submissions from the Middle East.
Should we scroll through and see if we recognize any of the names?
Yeah, I was curious. Crescent,
Nope.
Odious. That sounds familiar.
It does actually.
Lycopolis.
Ooh.
Ethereal
Credence
Credence.
Clearwater? What the fuck?
Osiris. I would say we got like a very Egyptian.
Hecate. I think we did Hecate actually.
Yeah,
I
we-
remember talking about it because it's one of the characters from Teen Witch.
Yeah, it's a
What was it called?
it's a
Sabrina?
figure from
Sabrina. Yeah.
from
Sabrina.
mythology. It's one of the
Yeah.
Greek gods, I think. Hecate.
Yeah. They
I
had to
I forget what.
call on Hecate.
Well, this cover is
Protect us
kind
from
of.
Satan.
We'll just do one. This cover is kind of.
Oh, we're gonna listen to one. Nice.
Yeah, well, I
Let's
just
do it.
this is like for black metal. This is a very different cover vibe, and we have some very much Egyptian mythology shit going on. But it doesn't. This looks interesting.
And like the trees in the background with the light shining through. It's not a very Okay.
Satanith.
And, what's the
Satanity?
what's that great Electric
Say-
Quest song that I love so much?
Oh, the
Anubis.
Anubis,
Yeah, it's a good song.
Buddy in the Head.
It's only $6.66.
Of course it is. Look, I set my price to that once. I'll admit. I'll
Really?
I'll cop to it.
Nice.
All right, we don't have time for.
Just play the intro.
There we go. Now the song starts.
Oh shit! Is that a triple bass?
This is what I was hoping for, honestly.
Jesus Christ!
Blasted.
That's insane. The drummer has 3 legs.
Oh,
isn't that more like death metal than black metal?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, that was totally death metal. It's supposed to be black metal?
I mean, Bandcamp comes up with an article concept, and then they cram some bands in it, and hopefully it makes sense. But
really, probably just heavy music in Egypt,
like extreme metal. Just say extreme metal, and
yeah.
But I like some of that, like on Dorkscography, which is a Facebook group that listens to bands' whole discographies. Sorry, I'm just admitting that I'm on Facebook. They did Dimmu Borgir, or however you pronounce it, and that
I bow out on all the black metal, dude. I can't do it.
So, have you ever listened to them though?
No.
I had one of their records, and I loved it. And it is like, I mean, it's like a really symphonic record, and literal strings, and like so much drama that it's just like super appealing because it's just like fucking going for it so hard.
Like that.
It's sort of like, it's like a power metal black metal album, or like a symphonic metal black metal album. It's like super high production quality, like full string orchestra in parts.
Wow.
But then also
did they play
just
Psycho, or were they supposed to play Psycho or something?
I think so.
I think they did.
Yeah, this.
And
I'm pretty like
this year.
Black metal's a huge blind spot for me. Like I pretty much like when I see, I get like, so for my Gimme Radio stuff, I get press releases all the time, and anything that says like black and something, I'm always like pass.
I'm out.
But, like just because I don't like really super relate to the genre at all. So
yeah, it's not part of my life either.
Miss me.
And in fact, the one that we listened to that someone else recommended a couple weeks ago that we grabbed onto had kind of like a goth vibe. And black metal has, like, in its roots, that's there. You know, they were sad boys in a shack, you know, singing about their sad, lonely feelings or whatever.
Well, do you think there's any other black metal artists other than Zastur that did an acoustic tour?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, the like pagan folk thing is a big part of that. Like, I know a lot about black metal, but like I don't listen to it at all. Like, but I've seen like Wolves in the Throne Room. I feel like that's a band like people who like real black metal probably think is not a black metal band, but like I dig that band. Like that they're like captivating live.
You're not burning churches, you're not black metal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
but like listening to Old Mayhem or whatever, I just can't. It's just
I don't find the thing. I can't latch onto it, you know.
Yeah. So this is the Dimmu Borgir song that like grabbed me because it got, you know, recommended in probably an Amazon algorithm at one point when I was listening to records, because that's how I used to buy music. And it's so absurd and so hilarious, and we're probably going to get a takedown notice, but I just got to get from what you've heard of black metal so far, that this is considered.
You've never heard this.
Well, no, that this would be considered by anyone to be the same thing. And these dudes are in like armbands with like 10-inch long spikes all the way. I mean, they're like going for it. And that's what's interesting about it to me, is it's really theatrical at its core. It's like dorky theatrical music. Yeah. It just doesn't sound a way that I like generally. But this song.
This is black metal?
They're considered a black metal artist. They had a symphonic period.
They dress like it.
It sounds like fucking, what's that? Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna do my Christmas lights to this song.
My dad loves that band.
Well, no. You haven't heard anything yet. There's strings in the background going doo 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 doo. Oh, it's coming.
It gets better?
Yeah.
Better?
Gotta wait for the chorus. There is a chorus.
How did these classical musicians play this?
So theatrical.
Oh yeah, it's totally. It's like play. It's like LARPing. I think the chorus is next. It's been a while since I listened to it.
Yeah. There is a chorus.
Oh, no, there's a... Nope. Oh, here we go.
Sounds like
It's
Surge.
Right? Totally.
I mean, this part is actually, to me, better than the first part.
Yeah.
The black metal guys hated it. They lost their
Oh, I
fucking
can
mind.
imagine. Well, he was clean singing. So wait, where are these guys from? Are they Swedish?
Yeah, they're Finnish maybe. Yeah, they're super
Norwegian?
polarizing.
One of those
I'm
bands.
Super
shocked that they're Scandinavian.
Polarizing band in the world of black metal.
Wow.
I
I never got into them,
I
obviously.
just like the size of the swing. You know what I mean? I appreciate the
Yeah.
fucking nuts to just go like
It's
You
like
call
comic
up-
booky.
exactly. It's almost like it's like a parody of a kind of music, but then you kind of get wrapped up in it,
I
and
mean,
you're
they're-
like if I had a beer and I was at a show and he's like stomping your horses, I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
fucking.
No,
It's like
yeah. I reserve the right to love any band live that I've
yeah.
previously
Oh.
disparaged.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Well, and I mean,
And I
it's
love
why-
power metal live. I wouldn't listen to power metal on my own, but
No.
like every time I see a power metal band, I'm like, this fucking rules.
Yeah,
I want to
I'll
raise my
listen-
Stein.
I'll listen to some of it too. It's like I don't know. It's like I don't know if they're self-aware, if they know what they're doing, if they're like playing a game or what. But sometimes it's just like get you fired up. When you're gonna sit down and play like a 6-hour D&D sesh, like come on, you need some battle music to.
Well, I could see if black metal bands wanted to get discovered, they would want people to find them. People would find them through that band.
Yeah.
So, like, if I was listening to that and I was like, this is black metal? Okay. I mean, I don't hate it. Maybe I'll dig deeper.
Yeah, and then you'll get to Emperor.
But
and
then you'll get to other bands.
you go like,
You'll
what
get
the
to
fuck?
actual black metal, and I'll go, I don't know about black metal.
Yeah. I don't know. They're just a weird, and since they came up in that dorkscography poll, I thought of them.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I own I owned that record because there was like a video out that was entertaining. Like they just went all in on the production and the video and the PR, and they got me. They got me for one record. I was like, all right, this
Yeah.
is fun. I don't know what it is, but it's fun.
I
I just
probably
can't
clean
believe-
up at walk-in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. But I'll unironically listen to Blind Guardian in the right mood too. You know what I mean? I just sometimes that shit just fires you up. In the gym. Oh yeah. One more rep. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've been there a lot.
Yeah.
I have not been to the gym a lot lately at all.
I just go to the garage.
Yeah, Jay goes to the garage. I ordered a new TRX. That's what I
Jim's
did.
my garage. Through Twic?
No, not through Twic. They had a much better deal not through Twic.
Oh.
That's a lot of So
That's a lot of work talk.
yeah, it's work talk. Twic, Twic, the plan where you can get wellness stuff.
Your company gives you money to buy shit, and they write it off.
Yeah.
And you get free money.
Yeah, that's Twic. That's why you work in tech, folks. If you can find a way to do it.
Free money. Everybody's getting it.
All right, we'll get you out of here. It's late where you are. We've been doing it for a while. What do you consider your hometown?
Me?
Where are you from?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm from Auburn, Maine, which is like 40 minutes north of Portland, Maine. So it was like a big factory town. So they made like a lot of shoe factories and stuff, and they still have like just like bottle like they bottle Fireball whiskey there and shit.
Oh,
oh
good.
Yeah, it's a pretty depressed community where I grew up.
So big metal scene.
Actually,
was there a music scene?
There was a death metal band that had this amazing basement practice space. They're called Molested Senses. Ooh. And I used to go see them. And actually, Pellet, who manages, he managed In Solitude and he managed Pentagram. He manages Pentagram currently, but he used to book my band in high school and stuff. So he grew up there, and
Paul Cott.
Paul Cott, yep.
From High Tone Son of a Bitch and Callous.
Yep. He was in my grade, but he I think he went to a different high school after a certain point. Like he had a different sort of high school than I did, but yeah, we grew up together, like skateboarding and listening to heavy metal and stuff. Like he was the first guy, like he gave me a Neurosis tape. That was the first time I ever heard of them. Like he had the Melvin's Buzzo solo record and like a Cows tape. And like right after high school, he moved straight to San Francisco to like hang out with Neurosis, and that's what he did. Like,
yeah, he did.
Lived with Matt Pike and shit. So I mean, like
got in a band with Matt.
It. Yeah,
yeah. So are there any great Maine? We'll give you more than just Auburn, Maine. Many favorite Maine bands, like growing up.
There was a band called Twisted Roots, who are like sort of like Maine's Alice in Chains or Maine's like Soundgarden.
I think I've heard of them.
They were good. They were a really good band. My band was called Dirt Boy, and we used to open up for them. And like Sam Blackchurch used to come up to Maine.
Oh yeah.
I never saw them, but we would play at this club way up in Maine, in like Old Town Maine, and I would see like boot marks on the ceiling and be like, "What the fuck happened here?" And be like, Sam Blackchurch played last night." Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Like we played with them at the Sinclair, and they have like a balcony, and this is like recently. Jet, the singer, is like pretty old, like 50, at least 50 at this point. He jumped off the balcony into the crowd, like, wow. At 50. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? that's like insane.
That's nuts. I was gonna say Scissor Fight, but they're not from Maine, right? They're from like New Hampshire or something.
Dude,
yeah.
New Hampshire.
Yeah. That
dude.
That band cracked me up though, dude. That like Clutch with like the jacked singer dude basically is the way he looks like that Dan Bilzerian if he fronted Clutch.
What are you talking about what's his name? Iron Lung, or are you talking about the new singer?
The new singer from that's the only one I saw. I saw him when they played at that show I think that you guys played.
Well, you know what's funny is like he actually, like, I don't know if I should say this, but he works at like Sig Sauer. He worked at Sig Sauer. Like
oh really?
Yeah, I mean he's living the life.
Yeah, wow. Like he's like, because my one of my cousin worked there, and she was like, you know this guy who sings in Scissor Fight? I was like, what? You work with that guy? Yeah.
If you had given me 3 chances to guess what industry he worked in, firearms would have been one of my 3 choices.
Yeah, super nice guy. Like he's great dude.
Yeah.
And Jay Fortin takes great pictures. He took a bunch of pictures of us live and like studio shots and stuff. And an amazing leather craftsman.
Ooh. Wow. Yeah, that's the thing. You got to have a lot of hustles if you're going to be in underground heavy music.
Yeah. He worked for Blue Man Group for a while too. He was in the Blue Man Group band.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You applied the paint?
No, he played in the band.
Okay.
Played played
I
instruments.
think they play. It's not Chapman stick. It's like zither or something.
Damn it.
One of those multi-string tappies.
Tappies.
Like Brian Kenny Fresno.
Exactly.
Oh, Brian. All right, man. Well, we will let you go at this point, but
All right.
thanks for spending time with us. It was good to catch up with you.
Yeah, man.
And
JD,
good to talk to you.
Take care.
Yeah.
We text all the time. I haven't actually spoken to you, I don't think, since the last time I saw you. So
Yeah, it's been a minute. I talked to JD not too long ago.
Yeah, we talked on the phone.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
guys had a phone call about
We
work
had a
shit.
phone. No,
Yep.
we didn't. It was just to catch up.
Oh, it was a catch up. Okay.
It was a good talk though. I
Oh,
enjoyed
good.
it.
Yes, it very much was. And I think we even said you should come on the show.
Oh,
But
there you go. Well, I bugged him about it before too. Just took a little arm twisting, but we got you here.
See,
Yeah.
And it was good.
We made
You're
it happen.
interesting. You have things to say
Oh,
do.
cool.
and a lot of
hope so.
guitars.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All
All
right.
right, man. Well, hopefully we'll see you again one of these days.
yes.
Yeah. Hopefully,
All right.
Good luck working on that secret video game.
I will.
Later, John.
Thank you. All right. Bye. Bye.
John Brookhouse. That was a lot of music.
That was a lot of music.
It was fucking.
That was fun though.
Sometimes we don't. They say we don't listen to enough. Well,
Really?
there you fucking
Who
go.
were they exactly?
Just they.
They.
You know them. They
The
them.
listeners.
Those are their pronouns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I found?
Oh no. What?
No, this isn't a bad
It's a good thing.
I just
What'd you find?
Googled it. The band. So the album is called Zyreka, and of course it's the Flaming Lips. So what they did was they recorded.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is what
this
you.
is in the very
We
beginning.
never even asked him.
4 CDs, I know, designed so that when they played simultaneously on 4 separate audio systems.
Fuck you, Wayne.
Yeah. But the cool thing was that if you played them like separately, so you could do like different mixes. So you could do 1 2 3 4, you could do 1 3 2, you could do 1 4 2.
Gotcha.
Like you could
Just subtract. Well, what would this sound like with no bass?
Yeah.
There you go. I want to say there.
Well, no, each one was
Parts
the whole
of-
band. It was like a
Oh.
full song. But
Interesting.
then when you played them together, it was more of a song.
So I wonder what they. I wonder what they did. I'll have to check it out because I'm curious.
Yeah.
If it's like the EQing the full recording or adding and removing instruments or different
Who knows?
like layered guitars,
Yeah.
but one tracks on one. Yeah,
I mean,
interesting.
I'm sure I could read all of this.
Yeah, don't.
Wikipedia post,
I
but I'm not going to.
I feel like they're the assholes who did the same thing with NFTs too, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was actually them selling the individual tracks to different people, and then those people would have to get together in order to produce
an album.
the finished song.
That's kind of cool, though. You have
It's
to.
cool.
You
No,
gotta
it's
have
cool.
some power as a band to pull something off like that.
All right. Well, you got anything else? It's bedtime.
I think so.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is Thanksgiving week. Here we are.
Yes, it is.
And
Thanksgiving Monday.
Thanksgiving morning.
It's my favorite part of Thanksgiving week.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
it's the best.
It's not really.
Only a couple days of work.
You don't have to cook anything. Nothing yet. A couple days of work.
All
When do
right.
you start brining that turkey?
Oh, you know what?
Do
Brining's
you brine it?
Brining's overrated, but I will this year. Usually a day. I'll do it like a 24-hour. 24-hour. And I mean, you brine a turkey because it tastes like shit.
Yeah, the turkey does.
Yeah.
I guess
don't-
to some people.
I don't love turkey. I would just rather eat chicken. Any time
Yeah.
where turkey is an option, I would just rather eat chicken. It's
Turkey's
like
kind of dry.
better turkey.
Yeah.
So it's
Smaller.
such a weird thing because it's like the tradition of having the big bird is what it's all about because
Yeah.
everyone has agreed like it's an inferior
The bigger, the better.
food product. Not true. We get hens and you get small ones. I'd rather
See
cook.
that?
I'd rather cook 2 small turkeys
Well,
than
no,
one
that's
giant
the
one.
American way of thinking. The bigger, the better.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just not,
Not
my way.
yours.
Here's my way. You ready?
Yep.
The better, the better.
The better, the better.
Yeah. And with that,
Yeah.
we will thank you for joining
We
this
out.
episode
Oh, I
of
did that too early.
Blynd Submyshynz.
Does that count as harmonizing?
Thanks for joining us for another week of Blynd Submyshynz. See episode description for the links to all artists discussed in this episode, and visit their sites to support them directly by buying their music and merch. Share links to the podcast with your friends, especially if they're in bands. Bands! If you want us to listen to your music on a future episode, please submit one song to blyndSub@gmail.com. That's BLYNDsub@gmail.com. Bandcamp's linked preferred, but not required. Find us on our social media at Blynd Submyshynz. Full video episodes are available on our YouTube. Remember, we going blind so you don't have to. Blynd Submyshynz.
It's Blynd Submyshynz with Jeff and JD, Jeff and JD, JD and Jeff, JD and Jeff. Blynd Submyshynz with Jeff and JD, Jeff and JD, JD and Jeff, JD and Jeff.